block finals. Pulling up, stopping. Nice. All right, that was pretty good. You got to stop it. Oh, almost. All right, here we go. Here's our bike. Getting it up, coming to the line. Nice, that was a good vert. Nice. Red helmet, you're last. All right, here we come. We're vertical. Nice. All right, you guys, I got red helmet. I've got my, that Trek bike and that teal bike. Red helmet. Let's hear it for red helmet. Who won with red helmet? Teal bike. How about teal bike? Multicolored Trek bike. Who got it? That's with the orange shirt. Who got it? Come on up, my boys. Who got it? Let's hear it one more time. Red helmet. I think red helmet got that round. Congratulations. All right, we got a winner for round number 1. Red helmet getting round number 1. Now, next up, we got Swerves. Who wants to be my human cone out here? Who wants to come on out into the street? I need a volunteer. Somebody. Come on out and be our cone. Who wants to come on out? We got a lot of people who want to volunteer. Who wants to volunteer to be my Swerve? This is how it works. You got to come towards me and see how close you can get. Woo! That was pretty good. Very good. Coming at me. Nice, good. That was a good one. That was scary. That was scary too. I think we're doing a really good job with this one. Ooh, all right, not. Whoa, that was pretty fun. Who's got me the most scared? You so far. Purple wheels. All right. All right, nice work. Coming up. All right, nice work. Nobody wants to volunteer for this position here? Oh, look at this guy. Coming at me. Can you swerve it? Okay. Purple wheels, round 2. A little further that time. Nice work. Nice work. I like that one. Teal bike, a finalist for 12 o'clocks. Nice work. All right, coming at me. Who's got it? That was a good one. That's a good one as well. You guys, who do you think is going to be the best at swerving here? Let's hear it for you guys. Coming at me. Nice work. I think we like this guy. Woo, you got my foot on that one. That round didn't count. All right, finalists. You're a finalist. Blue bike finalist. Who else is going to be a finalist for Swerves? I need 3. Which one of you is the best? Need the top 3. Purple wheels. All right, purple wheels. You're coming at me. You're a finalist by the crowd's judgment. Come at me. Let's see what you got, purple wheels. Nice. Oh, that was good. I like that one. Nice. All right, that was a good one. That scared me a little bit. There we go. Nice, standing even. All right. Got to work on your style, but I love the participation. All right, you guys, who do you think has won the Swerves competition in this round? It's not going to be red helmet. Do you think it's purple wheels? Purple wheels has a cheering crowd down there. Purple wheels. Anybody else? Who else is a good at our Swerves here tonight? Teal bike, I think purple wheels with the white helmet is going to be our winner of our Swerve competition. Finally. All right, we got Laura Reppert coming out to volunteer. I need you guys to come down, and we're gonna do 2-up circles around Laura. I want to do 2-up circles around Laura real quick. You guys, come on down. Come on down to Laura. Let's see who can do circles here. I will count it. We got to make a full revolution at 1, 2. Here we go. Swirling, swirling, swirling. 3. Oh, 4. I'm looking at 5s right now. Leaders, your leader in the button down with 5. Oh, he's bowed out. All right, so we're keep going here. How many are you at? 4? Nice and controlled. 5. 6 here for the green bag. Coming in close. 7 for our green bag. 8 for the green bag. All right, that's it. So we're going to restart a little bit. Teal bike and green bike. How long can you guys go? Let's hear it, Easton. Let's see if you guys can make some noise for these 2 circle finalists. Put those hands together. Who can go longer? Who can go the longest? Who can go the longest for our circles competition? Oh, green bike's down. Can teal bike keep going? All right, teal bike. How is that, Laura? Exciting. So exciting. All right, let's have our finalists. I need my red helmet. I need the teal bike and purple wheels. You 3. Come on down. I want you guys to be recognized here real quick. We're going to have finals. We're going to do finals. Which purple wheels? Yeah, you purple wheels. Yeah. It's all right. You guys are all very good at this. So these are our 3 finalists. What's your name, my man?
Bears, Blaine.
Bears. All right, Bears.
Yatsael.
Yasael.
Malcolm.
Malcolm. All right. So Malcolm, Yasael, and Bears. These are our most talented wheelie riders here tonight as far as our competition is concerned. You guys, we have a tiebreaker. This is a best of 3, and each of you have won 1 round of this. Would you like to do combos to try and do a ride-off?
Wait, y'all get combo? Yes, combo, come on.
Is there a different one? You want to do combos? 2 against?
Wait, swerves and combos.
You want to do swerves and combos? Let's do combos. Okay. All right, we're going to do 1 at a time here. This is combos. Combos are the trick where we are you standing here for swerves?
He wanted to do swerves.
Oh, well, these guys might honor that, but for the moment, we're going to come over here. We're going to do combos. Combos are where the riders are on the rear wheel and they have to do a lot of stylistic sort of moves on the bike while on the rear wheel. Sometimes we see how far they can go, but for tonight, we're going to try to compress it a little bit. We're going to do it just here on the start-finish line, just past the start-finish line. All right, who's going first? Is it Bears? All right, Bears is going first with purple wheels. Let's see what combos you got. Get it up. Yep. Oh, a touchdown early there for Bears. He's going to try it again. Keep it going. Try to keep a little bit of pace. So 2 touchdowns there for Bears. Trying to do a hand drag. We could do a hand drag situation here. All right, who's up next? Red helmet. All right. Y'all see it here. Wheel up. Let's see if we can do some combos. Nice. Look at that combo. Moving the pedals around, standing on the kick slips, and then coming down at the start-finish line. All right, you did get further than Bears, and here we have our final combos. Trying to come up and around. Nice distance on the combo, stepping on the bike repeatedly. The longest combo that we've seen so far. One more step through, he may get it, and there we have it. All right, you guys, come on up to the finish line. You guys want to do anything else? You guys want to do a hand drag or anything, or do you think that's good?
I don't know.
This is our women's call to staging. We have time for one more thing.
All right, we have time for one more thing.
All right, final time. We have a volunteer for Swerves, and then our pro women are going to be coming onto course. What's your name, young man?
Brian.
Brian, you're the bravest Brian I've ever met. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're excited, I can tell. You're ready for this. All right, final Swerves. You're coming at Brian. All right, Brian, let's have you. Yeah, you got this. Brian. Standing here, coming at Brian, swerving at Brian. Woohoo! Surfing at Brian, swerving. Nice, Bears. Very nice, Bears. That was a good swerve. Yeah, on the other bike. Final call for Swerves. Here we go. Let's hear it, you guys. Final roll for our wheelie riders. Let's hear it. Let's make some noise here, Easton. Let's cheer on our wheelie riders for their final passes here. Brian, the bravest Brian we've ever met, on the yellow line here in Easton on Northampton, getting swerves on. Brian, how was that? Was that exhilarating?
Yes.
Yes, exhilarating from Brian. All right. You guys have all done a great job. Let's come on down. Let's get on our podium here tonight for our wheelie competition. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen, for our wheelie riders here in Easton, Pennsylvania. A great display of skill and talent here in Easton. We're going to bring our podium out. All you guys can come on down. Come on down. Jump on our podium here. Got it. Just
So while we get our podium all set up, we want to remind our pro women, this is your call to staging. Pro 1, 2, 3 women call to staging. Staging located at 2nd and Northampton Street, 1 block before the start-finish line.
we're gonna do podium wheelie, guys. Podiums, come on down for your podiums. 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 Let's get a podium shot here real quick for everybody. Our top 3 gonna be on our podium here tonight for sure, and then we'll get everybody else. I got Bears, Yasael, and Malcolm. Jump on the podium. Top step for all of you guys here tonight. Let's hear it for our top wheelie competitors this evening. It's dancing a little bit. Arms up, you guys. Congratulations, you get yourselves a little bit of swag from our bike race, t-shirts as well. Courtesy of Home Base 610. Thank you, Andy Poe over at Home Base for the t-shirts. And congratulations to our top 3 skilled riders here tonight at the Easton Twilight Crit. Let's show us your shirts. There you go. Nice work, guys. Excellent job. Bears on the top step. Yasael in the red helmet, and Malcolm on the teal bike. Congratulations, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We'll come around and collect your helmets. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming and playing. That was cool. We'll take your helmets, guys. Come on up and bring those helmets, please. All right, grab those helmets real quick, you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming out and hanging out with us here tonight. We'll take all those helmets. I got you.
Oh.
There you go. Thanks, man. Don't go anywhere. Our pro women are up next. We have the best of the best ready to race in Easton.
Do we have a singer? Or do we have a, or what are we doing?
If Herman Harris is around, please report to race control. Herman Harris, please report to race control.
Other. Yeah, no, we're totally undercover up here. What could possibly go wrong? How was Italy? Was it good?
Your local community.
Yeah, it was good.
Unity offers a full
Little
range
bit of this.
services including
Little bit of
business
that,
and
yeah.
personal accounts, mortgages, and business loans. Visit our local Unity Bank branches in Easton, Phillipsburg, and Bethlehem. Crayola is proud to sponsor the Easton Twilight Criterium. Discover the magic of color at the Crayola experience, where more than 20 hands-on attractions inspire your imagination and bring your creativity to life. Enjoy a day of family fun and experience color in a whole new way. Welcome to historic Easton and Lehigh Valley, where delicious food, thrilling events, and family fun can be found all year long. Don't miss PA Bacon Fest, Easton Garlic Festival, or the Easton Winter Village. For more information, visit discoverlehighvalley.com. The Byler Group of Companies is happy to sponsor the 2024 Easton Twilight Criterium. Byler is a worldwide leader in automated assembly equipment, metal stamping, and metal forming machines, and medical device manufacturing. Good luck, all the racers, and thank you for having us be part of this great day.
The region's most trusted health partner is now right down the road in Northampton County and ready to provide treatment for your entire family. From earaches to advanced heart, cancer, surgical, and orthopedic care, Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hecktown Oaks is here for you at Route 33 and Hecktown Road. Our state-of-the-art facility offers access to a 24/7 emergency room with dedicated ER space just for kids. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/HecktownOaks.
At Hindle Power, we're proud to be one of the Lehigh Valley's top workplaces, and we're hiring for our innovative manufacturing facility based right here in Easton. With competitive wages, healthcare, and tuition reimbursement, you can do more than build battery chargers. You can build a career. Hindle Power, powered by people. You could buy a new Hyundai from a lot of dealers, but why take chances? Get the all-new Brown Daub Hyundai in Easton. Hyundai Dealer of the Year? You gotta get a Brown Daub Hyundai. Route 33 and Hecktown Road in Easton or browndaubhyundai.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, our pro women are fun.
Your Barbadian National Champion and the Pan Am Champion as well. Please welcome Amber Joseph.
Land light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, our home, sweet home. God bless America, our home, sweet home.
Don't tell me England.
Ready? Let's roll. Here is your USA Cycling final instructions, and then we are racing.
All right, riders, we're going to be racing approximately 60 minutes. Your race time is on the right-hand side of the finish line. After a few laps, we will set your lap cards on the left-hand side here at the finish line. You will have 3 laps until 7 to go. 7 to go, 3 laps are over. You may make up the distance on your own, but no free laps after 7 to go. Please do not pass the pace car in case there's a chance of inclement weather coming. If we do need to neutralize for a crash or for weather, do not pass the pace car in front of you, please. You will slow you down, and we will neutralize the race. We'll restart here at the start-finish line. Riders out of contention will be pulled in this race. Riders more than a minute back will be pulled. Please exit the staging area off to your right after the last turn. Do not come to the start finish line, please. Again, riders out of contention will be pulled. Are there any questions? All right, riders, you're going to go on the whistle.
She looks like she's like not even in this bracket.
Have fun, be safe. Are you ready, Easton?
I think it was a good girl, right? Oh, get a black tip in, bro.
Full gas racing officially underway.
That was my biggest fear.
How long did it take you to fit in?
It took 2 seconds, bro.
Yeah, it took like 5.
The moment that motherfucker got it, I was like, hell no. I was like, yeah. Makes you know. Big. Fucking asshole.
I was gonna fucking my crash. I was like, it did.
Oh, there she is.
To show these riders the respect for what we're doing out here.
She does.
Earlier today, we were looking at lap time, hovering around about a minute and 30 seconds. Now I anticipate these ladies are going to start to up the ante just a little bit out there. We're keeping our eyes peeled on the final turn for our big star, our friends at Brown Hyundai. They've given us this vehicle. We've been turning lap after lap all day long. All in anticipation of this, the premiere event of the day. Our girl women now on the court, just about to lap number 1.
And then when I get back to the Cat 1.
Wait, do you know how many? Do you know how many laps is it? Do you know how many laps?
Well, it's 30, I think,
This was more than 30 minutes.
45 minutes, I believe.
You've got time?
And they do
at least like 25 laps, 30 laps.
Around there.
Ours said 23, so I didn't know if that meant how many laps there were going to be or how that worked.
Well, ours was at 4 or 5, and it was like a 30-minute race. I think it was 21 laps. So this is a little bit longer, maybe like 38 laps.
So what is a lap? Like a mile and a half?
0.7.
0.7.
0.7?
That are also the race within the race out here this evening. Well, if you know Nick, Nick's likely to go pretty big, so $1,000 on the line right now. You can also keep your eyes on the big screen up in center square. We've got the footage from our drone coverage around the course throughout the night. We'll be doing that for both of the women and the pro men all evening long.
Yo, so we should go to the hotel, grab that view, get joint, and also go to the joint, and then we can sit in the park and watch them come up the river.
$1,000 on the line. Here we are. $1,000 for the winner of this lap. $1,000 for the winner of this lap.
Yo, this air. Fucked up inside the chair. And now it's the winner. Wow. Third lap.
For the last couple of years, they showed up in the Monday morning, fresh off some great West Virginia. They've got lots of rides around the roads here in Pennsylvania, right across the river in New Jersey. So they've had to stretch their legs, do a little free riding on the course. And now they've got $1,000 in the team coffer.
Of things to come tonight. We've got lots of other sprints to help. If that little premium sprint ignited a little fire at the front of
Away right now, a little bit of a window ahead of everybody else. Joe Whitman driving with Breck, I believe, with Caitlin Ruard. So Skylar Schneider from the rest. This course is very good for that. She is there. She is one to watch absolutely for the victory. You can see the pace of our off the back each and every lap. This is the best are able to succeed at the front here tonight. We'll see if the break continues here with Skylar and Caitlin. Marking the move of Skylar Schneider. Wisconsin, and she is
road race champion. Of course, that race going to take place tomorrow. So Skylar's last day as the Pan American here looks like DNA once again on the offensive. Ariel Coy from LA Sweat.
As Heather Fisher absolutely shredding this race. Reagan Padishaw, your cat, junior in here right now, trying to hang with the best of the best here in Easton. We have so many around the country, winning local races like Christina Grossman, to Colleen Gulick, the Pan Am Team Pursuit champion, and multiple racers full gas right now.
That's officially Dr. Gulick to you and I down in New Zealand.
Yes, that's right. She did get her doctorate down in New Zealand full time and trying to make the Olympic team for a and our riders are full with Holly Simonson of LA Sweat right there. Skylar Schneider all marking their way at the front.
Minutes of racing. One of our last races, the Category 3 men. In a lot of destruction already, just 10 minutes into our 1 hour event here for our pro women. And we talked about it before as we were doing our call-ups. This is by count. We have had about 8 national champions at the front of that grid that are already been named to their country's Olympic teams, and several other riders Olympic selection. So a very high caliber field here tonight. Very fast lap times, and that explains riders already having a little bit of a.
It's going to be a race of a we have here tonight in Easton, Pennsylvania. We're going to see the best of the out of turn number 6 now hitting the 3% grades on north in the dynamic at the front though. DNA and there's right there calling Gulick now putting herself up into the mix, and Alexa. Cool to see 5 national champions in this race tonight.
Race together week in, week out, year in and year out. Tactics are going to be out there. First time tonight, you really saw that field not single file. They were kind of spread out.
Yeah.
Just all across the road, so kind of taking just a little bit of a dialing it back just a little bit to see if they can't figure out the tactics here. In the past, last year, there was a field sprint coming up right up the home straight, maybe a reduced field sprint. If I anticipate a field sprint tonight because of that depth of talent, because I would expect, especially we're starting a little later tonight, we're going to have darkness. 2/3 point of this race, and that's going to be very suspect to say that I think it's going to be a field sprint here tonight.
All right, good prediction. Looking around and seeing our field of DNA all patrolling up near the front right now. Some of the best of the best. I mean, we didn't even get to call her up. You know, that's just the depth. Champions, then returning riders from the top 10 pyramid at the front of this field with 5 national champions. So Holly Simonson of Canada. We have Lori Sharp of Jamaica. Ramirez of Trinidad and Tobago. Those are all at the front.
Rider that we called up wearing the stars and stripes to the best riders here without team support. So she's going to have to really be very cagey in how she rides this event. If you watched the Pro Criterium Nationals last week, she raced, and it wasn't literally until about 20 meters before the line that very cagey riding is going to have to be played
out of the final turn down in Charleston, West Virginia, to take that national factor her shoulder. Big attack here by DNA, by Skylar Schneider, immediately getting into the mix there. Get away here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like, but they really have a lot of breakaway style riders, so I expect that course is widely known as a sprint. The same with Miami Blazers. They've got some great finishers as to kind of be as aggressive as they can tonight. But you saw it when they came through here. As soon as immediately on it. Legion was right there. LA Swerve.
Breck being nice and aggressive here tonight. She was in our top 10 campaign. Follow us. At Easton Twilight Crit on Instagram. So Breck and Schneider working together right now, and it looks like Christina Grossman from Automatic Abus is the rider bringing that back and keeping it in check. Long team member Amber Joseph also the pace set here tonight.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we haven't talked a whole lot about the Grossman in that bright orange kit leading the charge in the field, and Grossman really out of New York City with the Good Gals race Criterium champion last year as well, and just continued year long. They saw
4. They literally swept the top 4 spots, so they are absolutely on fire, and maybe more importantly, they're riding a wave of motivation here tonight. Right now, it's still DNA on the front.
To being strung out, a lot of gaps starting to form. Lori Sharp starting to have a little bit of a tough time back there. Lori Sharp, of course, the current Jamaican national road champion. She spent last year in Europe racing for Canyon SRAM, doing all the biggest races on the Women's World Tour. So it's her first time back doing the Criterium scene so far, but evidently having just a little bit of a struggle as the throttle is absolutely being put wide open right now.
Oh, I love to see it. This is exactly what we were hoping for. I was just talking to one of our team members for Longtail Productions, Julie Kaliza, who spent 6 months recruiting riders to come here to Easton to get the best of the best, and she was successful in doing that this year, as we have the, as I said, 5 national champions in the race and some of the best UCI teams here. We have with DNA Pro Cycling. Yeah, I think so. Let's gonna keep this race moving here. If you'd like to support the riders by chipping into the preem pot, now's your time. $75 preem for the winner of the next lap. A $75 preem for the winner of the next lap. $75 preem for the winner of the next lap. $75 preem for the winner of the next lap.
Right there, right there. Well, I'll tell you what, on the front that time, none other than the Captain America jersey of your national champion, Corinne Lebecki, driving the pace. And well, when Lebecki gets to the front, it's for a reason. We talked about it. She's out there solo. She's got to be very calculated with her efforts out there. And if she's at the front, it is all business right now.
It is definitely business right now with Corinne Lebecki at the front, driving the place, drawing out 5 riders behind her with a little bit of gap, but more importantly, we saw a big split. I've got race radio in my ear. We did not hear of any crashes on the course, so the splits are occurring because of speed and fatigue.
Yeah, it's just sheer pressure on the front right now doing the damage. You know, it's kind of interesting, right? We're 20 minutes into the race, and you talk about how this relates to training and what these riders do. A lot of riders, they do these 20-minute repeats at their threshold before they need to recover. Well, we're kind of right at that 20-minute mark, so it's really the cream of the crop that can now push beyond that 20-minute mark, and that's what we're starting to see on the front of the race. Remember, there's a $75 preem on the line for the winner this time through. So $75, courtesy of our friends at Lehigh Valley Health Network. And who's going to grab it?
It's going to be Corinne Lebecki going for that $75, and Lebecki goes home with $75 more. And look, she's keeping it up. She is driving it. She is driving that pace, and she is absolutely flying right now. The faces of agony behind her as Lebecki drives this race into turn 1.
I'll tell you what, Gabe, there's a lot of days where I miss bike racing. Today is not one of them. I'm pretty happy to be on this side of the fence right now.
Oh man, there's so many good bike racers out here having a really hard time with this moment right now. There's so much speed at the front of this race in this moment in time with the U.S. national champion, Corinne Lebecki, driving the pace at the front.
Well, a lot of these riders are no stranger to staring at the rear hub of Lebecki's brightly colored Cannondale bike, so it's a matter of just lock and focus on that hub right now and holding on and praying that she cries uncle before you do.
Anybody else have any preem money for our women? Who's got preem money for our women?
We're taking donations. I swear it's not going in our pockets.
Yeah.
It's going into the preem bucket.
Going into the preem bucket. Who wants to make a preem donation? We did $1,000 courtesy of Hindle Power and Air Products, I believe, earlier on. And so now we're looking for more crowd preems to incentivize these women to keep going strong. Come on up to Bill and I. Hand us your fistfuls of cash for our women. We're now looking at 23 minutes of racing and automatic on the front. Here's a little bit of an acceleration. Your Julien Aguila, very attentive to Claudia Marks in turn number 1.
Claudia Marks, one of our friends from the land down under, coming to us from Australia, riding for the Fearless Femme cycling team based out of Lambertville, New Jersey. Fearless Femme, a tradition of bringing lots of great Australians up here to race in the U.S.
Wow, this is amazing to see that the riders who are struggling with tonight. We can talk about that. This is a race based on time, and then laps will occur. So right now, the judges next to us are doing math to try and figure out how many total laps will occur here. This race is 1 hour in total, so a very short amount of time. They will put up a lap card to start to show us how many laps remain. But the anticipated finish time is 1 hour of bike racing here in Easton. We keep it at time because when we see the influx of talent, it's going to be more laps than last year. Last year we did 22 laps for the pro women. This year we anticipate doing 25. We didn't know for sure, and so we kept it at 1 hour.
Yeah, it's easy to leave it 1 hour. The riders, they know, they can see what the estimated lap times are. They're keeping their eye on the lap counter. Looks like we've got three riders starting to move through. DNA, LA Sweat, and rider number 26, one of our Legion riders on the back of the bus, that are Miami Blazers rather. That is Julien Aguila from El Paso, Texas, riding for the Miami Blazers, doing a great job to cover that move. So the first semi-serious move of the night starting to inch their way clear right now. All three of the biggest teams are represented right now. LA Sweat, their brightly colored jerseys, celebrating their 10th year on the racing circuit out there in the mix.
Oh man, we got some crowd preems coming your way, you guys. Woo! Big cash being spent out here in our pro women's bike race. Thank you, Easton, for supporting our efforts here to put on a great sporting event for each and every one of you, lining the streets of downtown Easton. We're getting that bell ready because thanks to Anthony and $500 preem, $500 preem, $500 preem on the next lap. $500 thanks to Anthony and Adrian DeRay.
Well, Heather Fisher leading the group through that time, trying to sneak up the road there, representing the DNA squad. Heather out of Boulder, Colorado. She finished 5th about a month ago in a long gravel race over in Girona, Spain. So talk about a different discipline. The track of gravel, one of the biggest gravel events in the world, and over 100 miles over in Girona. 5th place finish.
Wow, that's very different than tonight.
Yeah, we're going to see how that skill set kind of translates itself over to the streets of Easton, PA here tonight. But I'll tell you what, it looks like if you give Heather a little bit of daylight, well, she may well run with it.
Yeah, but you also, I mean, horsepower here, my goodness. The gaps here are going to be deceptive tonight, right? Because you're going to start to see these little danglers occur. But the reality is the time between the rider and the field is actually very little. Right? Like some of our earlier races today, we would see physical gaps of 20, 30, 40 meters. You could actually be counting out to close to 3 to 5 seconds. Tonight, that's like 1 to 2 seconds. The speed is just lifted right now. And so little separations, they have to really get daylight to survive.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a big sprint coming up the side here. Put your hands together. This looks like DNA and automatic by Avis all the way to the line. Rider 13 gonna come away with that. Ariel Verhaeren out of Williamsburg, Virginia.
BMX background coming into full effect there. $500 brought back into automatic Avis's hands. $500 going to automatic Avis from Ariel Verhaeren, sprinting to the line there to collect $500 from Anthony and Adrian DeRay. Thank you guys so much for your support of our races here tonight.
Well, Verhaeren, the first U.S. woman ever to win a BMX Supercross World Cup. So showing us a little bit of that winning leg speed out there.
That is so cool. First woman ever to win a BMX Supercross. Wow, so she just won $500 here in the streets of Easton. And look at that, 18 laps now on the counter. I think we definitely did more than 22 laps this year, so 18 laps to go. We are flying here tonight, you guys, flying. We were absolutely ripping. Looks like we got another camera over at Sette Luna now. Starting to see these separations occur.
I'm surprised we don't hear the raucous crowd down there at Sette Luna. Last year, they were getting pretty out of hand, serving up some crit spritzers down there and leaning over the fence and making a little bit of noise. You keep your eyes on the big screen there in center square. You can see some of that action unfolding right now.
The counter to the sprint now coming up through the start-finish line, and it is Lebecki on the front. Lebecki, Skylar Schneider, and it looks like one of our automatic riders with Ariel Verhaeren in there. Paige Konstanecki trying to chase it back now as well.
So kind of an important note, pretty much all the major teams now represented in that break up the road. So that's going to give it a fair chance to start to eke out a little bit of a gap here.
It's going to be very exciting if Lebecki can drive that pace. She very well could draw it out, but she's got Skylar Schneider. I said at the beginning of tonight that this course suits Skylar. The sprint here is very good for her because it's hard and long. Skylar has this very deep amount of power, so she can really line out a very difficult sprint like this. This is a sprint in almost two parts. Sprint from out of 6, and then you sort of hit that pitch right before second, and you got to go again after you crest at second to get on this final little 1% grade. Very challenging. Only riders like Skylar and Corinne are capable of that.
Yeah, it's a very deceptive finish. It's only about 225 meters out of the final turn. Normally on a flat course, whoever's first out of a turn like that, probably going to walk away with it. Yeah. Tonight, as you mentioned, with just that little hump at the 2nd Street intersection, absolute game changer.
Absolute game changer. Super cool. And look at this. We now have a big split in this field, driven by your U.S. National Champion, Corinne Lebecki, ladies and gentlemen. Your winner of Tour of Flanders is here in Easton tonight. Skylar Schneider is right there behind. DNA has 2 in the mix now. I believe one of them is Ruerda at the back. So break of 5 now up the road with 5 seconds. Legion missed out on that, I think.
Yeah, Legion missed the boat on that. Kind of interesting because, you know, we're so used to the Schneider sisters being on Legion last year, but now they've moved across to that Miami team. So, you know, it's a little bit confusing because we get so used to kind of that correlation. But yeah, to your point, Legion kind of missed the boat, but I'm not sure what they're going to do about it right now. The field coming through, spread out a little bit wide. You see DNA is on the front, and you see some Miami riders on the front trying to gently slow that chase down a little bit. Automatic by Avis, presented by Avis. We're still looking for them maybe to get in the mix a little. They've got Ariel up in that group. She's got obviously a pretty good finisher, but is that squad gonna be happy with just one rider in that mix right now? Don't forget, folks, you can keep your eye on the big screen up there in the circle. We've got our cameras down on the intersection from Ferry to Sitgrave Street. Here comes our breakaway. Looks like Ariel Verhoeven on the front, representing that automatic presented by Abe's team. 16 to go, 16 to go. The field not quite given up yet. That field still in full cry. The gap only about 6 or 7 seconds right now. The chase right now being led by rider number 10. That, of course, is Yarly Salazar. Talking about Legion of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yarly still committed to trying to bring that one back.
Yareli Salazar, she was the 2021 Mexican Road Race National Champion. She has been to the Olympics for Mexico on the track. Attention riders, $100 preem on the line, $100 preem for the winner of the next lap, $100 preem for the winner of the next lap. Oh, DNA is coming uncoupled from the back of that bunch. $100 preem for the winner of the next lap. It is a full race preem, $100 for the winner of the next lap. Oh man, so we got $100 from the crowd here tonight. Thank you very much.
Sarah Clarkson stepping up with $100 preem. I love it.
Sarah Clarkson, thank you very much for the $100. Let's see who's going to get it. So it is a full race preem, and Lebecki has been driving. Lebecki's been driving the pace every time through the start-finish line, so there's a chance that Lebecki could get another preem here. Let's see, though. We have our Brown Dove Hyundai pace car coming out of turn number 6 right now, being driven by Joe Whitman, local rider. As we come out of the final turn, $100 on the line. Look at this kick by Lebecki. Oh my God. Lebecki coming across the road like national champs is up for grabs. But here comes Schneider. Schneider wants that $100 and at the line, woohoo! $100 between Lebecki and Schneider out there. That was amazing. We got to go to the camera to see who won that preem. It does look like Lebecki may have gotten it.
So Corinne Lebecki added another $100 to her bank account for the night. Already $1,100 that young lady's going to be going home with tonight. Pretty impressive. Didn't she? So Lebecki doing a great job racking up some pre-money here tonight. The big question, is it going to split that breakaway? They've been working relatively well together so far all night long, but I'll tell you, when we keep throwing cash at them like that, the organization tends to go straight out the window.
Fifth Street Cross in the house. Love to see it. Thanks for coming. I love that. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Bye, Ryan. Here's your breakaway, you guys. This is the best of the best. Skylar Schneider on the front right now. Caitlin Ruerta up there. So Ariel Coy from LA Sweat Racing in the mix here, doing an amazing job holding on to the caliber of riders that we've got in here. Ruerta also in the mix. There it is. Looks like Paige Kostanecki going to try to up the tempo here a little bit for Austin Outlaws to try and get this break back. But this break is looking like it's got some real potential.
I'll tell you what, the field, I think, might be a little hard-pressed. They're going to need some very consistent chasing out there to get it done. Austin Outlaws, we haven't talked a whole lot about them tonight, so good to see them on the front, not quite throwing in the towel just yet on this event. But as you alluded to, Corinne Lebecki, she's got the most to gain in that break up the front. They've trimmed it down just a little bit. There was 2 riders from the DNA squad up there. They are now down to just 1 DNA rider, so kind of evenly split. 1 rider from most of the big teams up there. Only Austin Outlaws and Legion really missing the boat so far.
It's interesting to see where they jumped out of the last turn for that preem, because it's about the 200-meter mark. We have 50, 100, and 200-meter marks here in Easton. Corinne jumped at like the 150. There we are, we're coming through. Corinne wants somebody else to do some work. Verhaeren in the mix. Let's see if she can pull through as well. So in this breakaway, you have Corinne Lebecki, number 1. You have Skylar Schneider, number 9. Caitlin Ruerta, number 12. Or Ariel Verhaeren, number 13. And Ariel Coy, number 18. Gap is now 30 seconds.
So interesting little thing, Gabe, as you were kind of lining up the riders here, you didn't pick up on. The DNA rider sitting on the back of the bus is not pulling at all. When Lebecki swung off the front, our DNA rider in the break moved over to the side, let the gap open for Lebecki to fill in. So can she not pull, or is she not happy with the configuration up there?
That's interesting, because Holly Breck for DNA was just on the front trying to bring, up the pace. So maybe DNA isn't quite satisfied with the mix, but they may have to live with it.
So Caitlin Ruerta is that DNA rider sporting number 12 sitting on the back of the break right now. We're just trying to figure out what that team's tactic is. We talked about it before. They're one of the most aggressive teams out here because they might not be as sprint heavy as some of the other squads out here tonight, but looks to me like they're not necessarily too happy with the configuration. But with 11 to go, and this gap, I'm not so sure what they're going to do about it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We have the best of the best coming through right now. This breakaway with 30 seconds right now. 30 seconds. Lebecki really wants Ruerta or others to pull through, but Skylar is marking Lebecki at this point. So Skylar Schneider at the back for Miami Blazers now marking Corinne Lebecki in the National Champs kit.
Well, I'll tell you, you can take a look at the body language of those riders, and you can tell that they've kind of backed off the gas just a little bit. Nobody's shoulders are rocking. They're not all down on the drops with their hands. They're all riding up on the hoods, or maybe sitting up just a little bit more because they've done the work, they've gotten the gap, and they know now, quite simply, the field has to go very, very fast to try and close down that gap. And on this course, that is a very, very big challenge. It's 0.7 miles and change around. There are 5 corners, so it's very hard to get a very steady rhythm out there on the course and a very consistent rhythm to try and bring back a breakaway. So they've done the work for about the last 10 laps, so now they can dial back that pace just a little bit. If the gap stays the same, that's fine. They're not really in trouble. They can actually afford to maybe give a few seconds away right now before they need to be terribly concerned. So it's a good time for those riders in the break to ease up, maybe drink a little, down a power gel or some kind of sugary nutrition, and start to think about the second half, the last half of this bike race.
We're going to keep this thing going. We got our bell out. We got a $50 preem. $50 preem for the winner of the next lap. A $50 preem for the winner of the next lap. $50 preem for the winner of the next lap here in Easton.
Well, our DNA rider leading the group through every lap. We see Lebecki leading the group out of the final turn here from Larry Holmes Drive onto Northampton Street, but swinging off as they get to the top of the hill here. The rest of the riders all taking their turn. For any breakaway to succeed, there's got to be a lot of teamwork up there. They've all got to take a turn. If one rider starts to sit on, well, inevitably another rider says, you know what, if you're not going to work, I'm not going to work either. And when you've only got 5 riders, if you get more than one rider kind of sitting on, now that really kind of starts to kill the chances. And we see another big move coming out of the field.
$50 preem, number 58. That looks like our rider from New Zealand. If I had to guess, jumping into this race late, Riley McMullen from New Zealand, racing on DNA Pro Cycling. Now, Riley is a New Zealand national champ back in her just a few short years ago, so she certainly has the pedigree, and Kiwi riders are tough riders, let me tell you what, so she could certainly be one to put on the pressure. But we're looking at a 30-second gap at this point in time, and so we're going to be looking at a certainty that the breakaway will be contesting this $50 preem on the line. $50 preem coming up. We'll see who's going to be for, and notably, who's going to sprint for it? Who's going to burn their legs right now for $50? We still have much more than that on the line. Ariel Verharen on the front right now. Is Verharen going to be challenged for the $50? Verharen not challenged for the $50 here, and automatic Abus getting $50 more by Ariel Verharen.
Yeah, she kept taking a look over the right shoulder, over the left shoulder, waiting to get jumped at the last second, but smartly just kind of kept on the pedals. No one really willing to challenge her because they know we're now down into single digits. This breakaway looking very, very good. If they want to make it to the end, they can't start playing games now.
Exactly. They have to start looking at each other. Here comes your move here right now from the field. Money is up the road, and DNA and LA Sweat are doing what they can to try and keep this in check. Notably, though, LA Sweat and DNA have riders in the breakaway. Again, your breakaway composition, Corinne Lebecki from EF Education Cannondale, Skylar Schneider of Miami Blazers, Caitlin Ruerta of DNA Pro Cycling, Ariel Verharen of Automatic Abus Racing, and Ariel Coy for LA Sweat Racing. Here comes your break. They are ticking these laps off. They're flying through the streets of downtown Easton. A little bit of cooperation now as Skylar Schneider is starting to roll through here. She checks back behind her to see where Lebecki is, and there she goes. These 5 women rotating very well together. We actually do have a few more preems coming up in this race, thanks to our generous sponsors of the Easton Twilight Criterium. Here comes our field. Up through the mix, still very aggressive pace setting being made at the front of this field. Looks like Lori Sharp, your Jamaican national champion, at the front with Laura Van Gilder right behind, trying to help contribute to bring back this move, or at least keep it in check. Maybe not wanting a lapping situation to occur, although that being said, Corinne doesn't want to lap either.
Yeah, Corinne's the one rider out of that group that absolutely doesn't want to gain the lap. We saw that a little earlier in our Masters Men 40-plus race. A couple riders took a lap on the rest of the field where it was advantageous for one rider, not so much for the other one. These riders in our breakaway right now Corinne Lebecki, the only one with no teammates out there riding in that Stars and Stripe National Championship kit for the EF Education Squad. I'll tell you, LA Sweat, they would probably love to see a lap scenario. DNA would love that as well. And of course, the Schneiders, they would love to see that lap situation, get a little bit of extra help here in the closing moments.
Absolutely love to see that. Ariel Coy from LA Sweat Racing on the front right now. She is on the front driving the pace. Skylar Schneider right behind her. Nice to see Ariel now contributing up through Northampton. So the rotation in your break starting to represent, to me, short pulls. Now that we're seeing different riders on the front at different points in time, they're starting to rotate through a little bit more cohesively now that it has been set. We believe these riders want to make it together to the finish line. They will work together to make that possible. Here comes your field with 7 to go. Field coming with 7. And where are we at? $100 preem, $100 preem for the field, $100 preem for the field on the next lap.
That $100 courtesy of our friends at Underbutter. We saw those folks out here racing a little earlier tonight. Good to see them throwing a little cash at our top Pro 1 and 2 women. $100 going to be on the line for the winner of this lap. We saw the ageless veteran, Laura Van Gilder, coming through in second wheel. She was a podium finisher here last year. She's been riding a pretty good wave of form so far this season. She's looking for a breakout result. Obviously, the podium, well, that could be out of question right now for the evening, but still a top 10 finish in this caliber of field. That is absolutely nothing to sneeze at. I would put that on my resume in a heartbeat.
Here we go. We're looking at 6 to go for our breakaway. 6 to go. Schneider pulling through. Coy now pulling through from the front. Coy from the Indianapolis region. Her home big race is the Momentum Criterium that happens in July now. Jennifer Savar putting that event on. Go check that out at Momentum Indy. That's Ariel Coy's home race. Nice to have her joining us here in Easton for our big show here. This is so cool that we are able to host this event here. Here comes your field right now. They're going to be looking at $100 awarded. $100 to the winner from the field sprint right now. Let's see who's going to get it. $100 on the line for the field. Big head down sprint. Who's going to get there? And it's going to be DNA Pro Cycling with Holly Breck. Holly Breck getting $100 from Underbutter.
Holly Breck, one of the top riders on that team. She's had some great form so far this year, picking up a couple of podiums about a month ago down at Speed Week down in the Georgia, South Carolina area. So we know she's on a good run of form.
Holly Breck is definitely a rider to watch. I mean, the fact that she did not make the breakaway doesn't really mean that her fitness isn't good. That's just, in this level of sport, it's just a matter of, you know, tactical prowess, not about fitness in any way, shape, or form. And sometimes riders will make that break when they have great fitness. So let's see, we got our field coming up right now, looking at 5 to go. 5 to go for 5 riders on the front for Horan pulling through with Skylar Schneider. This group, to me right now, dynamically speaking, looks like they're comfortable. They're sort of biding their time for this wind-up of the finishing sprint.
Yeah, now's the time where they're starting to really assess each other. They're pretty comfortable with the gap. They've done the work. They've gotten the gap. They know they can back off because if they start to lose 2, 3, 4 seconds, not that hard for them to put a little bit more power on the pressure and just keep that gap. They don't really need to get any more daylight necessarily. They just need to kind of keep that gap they have so they can duke out the finish amongst themselves here in just a couple of moments. LA Sweat back on the front once again. Rider number 8 leading the charge through here on the home straight. Mariana Valadez, the Mexican rider, former national champion, and another rider with a deep BMX background as well.
Yeah, she just won a race in Belgium a few weeks ago, a hard kermesse. that she won. So she's definitely also has very good form. But your breakaway, it looks like they're passing through Sete Luna on the big Jumbotron here in turn number 1, which means we're going to be seeing our pace car here at the end of Larry Holmes. And our Brown Daub Hyundai pace car, the Ioniq 5, coming up to start finish straight. Your break of 5, rotating well together, hitting this little pitch at the start at 2nd Street. Now looking at 4 laps to go. Verhaeren across the street there, looking at the breakaways. And these riders all looking at each other. Ruerda now sitting at the back. Ruerda not going to pull through, allowing the rest of the riders to do that heavy lifting.
Well, I'm not sure about her skill set. Is she a good sprinter? We're going to find out soon. I think maybe she's saving her energy just a little bit, trying to figure out how to play that finale. We've seen it a few times. We've talked about it a bit. She's done a fair bit of kind of sitting on the back of that group from time to time. So we'll see what her tactic is. DNA obviously pretty happy with the move out there. Rider number 37 from the Austin Outlaws making a little bit of an effort there. Once again, that's Paige Kostanecki coming to us from Athens, Georgia. Paige, a very good Criterium rider, been on the national scene for a number of years now. Her first year on that Austin Outlaw program, and well, she's looking to be in fine form. Here comes our breakaway once again. 3 laps to go. Easton, let's start to make a little bit of noise.
There we go, banging on those boards here in the home finish straight. Let these ladies know how much you appreciate how good they are. Looking at each other, tactical savvy occurring right now here in the streets of downtown Easton, Pennsylvania. 5 of the best here in the country. Corinne Lebecki, Skylar Schneider, Caitlin Ruerda, Ariel Verhaeren, and Ariel Coy in your breakaway. We're looking at another opportunity here. It's going to be Chris and Adam, a $200 field preem. Thanks to Chris and Adam, $200 field preem, $200 field preem for the next lap for field preem, $200.
I suspect it's going to get a little spicy in the field this time. They've been chomping at the bit for something, so we're going to throw $200 at those riders. And I imagine as we get into the closing laps of this race, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a split start to happen.
We got our drone up in the air. It looks like this is super cool to see. We got our Jumbotron going. We're at Bicycling Magazine's YouTube channel right now. You can check it out at youtube.com/bicyclingmag, or you can go to eastontwilightcrit.com to check it out. We're looking at 2 to go. Here comes the $200
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another big preem for the break. We like to call this the Gambler's Preem. $500 to the winner of the next lap out of our breakaway right here. $500 preem, ladies, $500 Gambler Preem. Courtesy of our friends at Gournay Engraving, $500 preem to the winner of the lap.
$500 big dollars available for the winner of this next lap. So right now, here comes your field. Your field's going to be sprinting for $200 at the line, thanks to Chris and Adam. So this is going to be $200 for the field. Here they come. DNA, it looks like, coming up and out, pushing, 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 and that will be Holly Breck, I believe, one more time, capturing $200 for DNA Pro Cycling.
What a great job by Holly Breck, adding another little bit of cash to the DNA coffers with a big sprint there for $200. But ladies and gentlemen, we are now down to the business end of this bike race right now, waiting for our breakaway to come through. $500 up for grabs for these riders. If there's anything that's going to disrupt the rhythm in the closing moments of this race, it is all about the Benjamins right now as we wait for our Brown Daub Hyundai pace car to make that final turn here onto the home straight.
So exciting. Thank you guys so much for all of your support, and big thanks to the Gornet family for the $500 Gambler's Preem that we're about to launch here. Again, not wait to see what's going to happen here. Here comes your pace car. $500 on the line for the Gornet family.
Here comes our sprint coming up the side right now. 500 on the line. Oh, that is going to be all about Lebecki. $500, and there's the bell. One to go, one to go, one lap to go.
One lap remaining here in Easton tonight. Corin Lebecki, your U.S. National Champion, taking home that $500 Preem, courtesy of the Gornet family. And now here comes your field. It looks like Holly Breck is soldiered out on her own right now. One lap to go. Breck on her own. One lap to go here for everyone. 1, 2, go! Julian Aguila trying to lead out Samantha Schneider here through the start-finish line for the field. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a pro bike race right here in your hometown. I need you all to bang on these boards and be as loud as you possibly can. We don't want these ladies to hear us at all, even though we're amplified through these amazing speakers. So be as loud as you can, because the best of the best are here in Easton. They're going to be coming out of turn number 6 here just in moments time. And here it comes. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner for tonight is going to be pushing out of turn number 6 from Larry Holmes on to Northampton. The 3% lift and grade, and then the kicker onto 2nd Street into the final 50 meters of our race. Who is going to be the champion here tonight as they come out of the final turn? We're looking for our breakaway off of Larry Holmes, and there they are all together, and there's the jump at 200 meters. 200 meters is the jump by Skylar, and they come up onto the kicker at the halfway point. Corinne Lebecki wants it. Can Corinne Lebecki get there? She wants this big one, and Corinne Lebecki takes the race here in Easton for the Twilight Criterium.
What a phenomenal finish from our breakaway in our field. DNA top 3 in that field sprint. What a phenomenal show for those riders.
Oh my gosh, DNA showing us how it's done on that field sprint, taking all 3 spots. We're seeing it on the drone shot here on the big screen of that final kick. It was Lebecki and Schneider separating themselves, but in the final 50 meters, Lebecki comes across the line, hands raised, showing us who is boss here in Easton.
What a phenomenal finish. Those riders, a commanding presence out here on the course tonight. Corinne Lebecki making no mistake that she won that national championship jersey, her 74th career national title that she won last week. Well, she won it for a reason, because she is simply the best of the best. So stay tuned. We're going to have our women coming back around here, our top 3 riders right down here in the middle of Northampton Street. Gabe down on the road. We're going to try and get a word with our top riders as they make their way around. So when you see them come into sight, make sure you give them one more big round of applause, putting on a phenomenal show out here today for us. The better part of 1 hour of full gas Criterium racing under the lights. While we wait for our women to roll around, we'd like to make sure our pro men are at the staging area. Pro men 1-2, this is your final call to staging. Final call to staging for our men. Pro 1-2, staging right down there at the intersection of 2nd and Northampton Street, 1 block below the finish line.
We're looking for our winners to come on down to the start-finish line. I'm sure they're celebrating over at Sete Luna Corner at this point in time, but we're going to wait for our finishers to come on down. So great to see so many great friends from around the country joining us here in Easton tonight for our Easton Twilight Criterium. Here are your champions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it. The Schneider sisters joining us here in Easton. Ariel Verhaeren here as well. Ms. Lebecki, Mrs. Lebecki, come on up. Hey, Corinne. Congratulations, dude. Wow, Corinne Lebecki, ladies and gentlemen, your winner here tonight on the streets of Easton. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. National champion, Corinne Lebecki. Corinne, great to see you here wearing your jersey. What's it like racing, first race back from national championships here tonight with a huge crowd under the
without it. So that's one box checked, but really glad to be at a just having fun under the lights, doing some good old crit racing.
Yeah, it's awesome to have you here. You won your national championship last week in Charleston. For anybody here that didn't see it, walk us through how that race played out for you, how you got your jersey back real quick, and then we'll jump into Easton tonight.
Yeah, Nationals was a longer course, so not a lot of room for action, really. Tried a couple attacks, but really wanted to save for the road race, so just played a smart race. And yeah, there was one solo, and I normally have to gamble being a solo rider myself. So a bit of calculation and patience, and I think the rain also helped me out. A lot of people shut off in the rain. And just stayed good position and stayed out of trouble and just unleashed the beast out of the last corner.
Oh man, you certainly unleashed the beast. Talking about here tonight, walk us through the race dynamics a little bit. It looked like this was full gas from the gun. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it was a pretty active race. It never really sat around too long. There was a lot of moves. So props to the bigger teams here trying to put some numbers out there. I think it was a really great race. And I knew it was going to be pretty active, and the course is really technical, so I think it's a good course to get for a breakaway. So I stayed pretty keen to get into some moves and got into the right one.
Right on. And tell us what's next for you on your season.
I'll be around for Tour of Somerville on Monday, so you'll see me out there.
Right on, Pennsylvania. Stick around here momentarily. All right, I think we have our top 3 women here for our podium, and I think our podium presenter, Laura Rupert, is ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause here. We're going to jump into our podium here tonight. Ariel, are you ready? Ariel Verharen, are you ready? You're good? Yeah? All right. Come on up. All right. We're going to jump into our podium. In 3rd place tonight for Automatic A-Bus Racing, please welcome Ariel Verharen. We numbered it for you. In 2nd place tonight for Miami Blazers, please welcome Skylar Schneider. And taking the win with a fantastic sprint against Skylar tonight, your U.S. National Champion, please welcome Corinne Lebecki. It's a big step. Arms up, ladies. Congratulations. Thank you all so much for coming out. Corinne Lebecki, your champion here tonight for the Easton Twilight Crit. Skylar Schneider in 2nd and Ariel Verharen in 3rd. We're going to give Corinne the smallest jersey we have. Hey, all right. You're so strong, you shredded it already. Corinne Lebecki in the winner's jersey here tonight. All right, ladies, thank you all very much. We'll get out and enjoying the evening's festivities. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go away. We have our professional men's race coming up next. All right, we're jumping to our call-ups. We got to keep going. Call-ups. We're going to do it. We'll try to do our state podiums in a little bit. It was a little bit of a shuffle here to try to figure that out. So we have to jump to our men's call-ups here. we go. Our Easton, are you feeling ready for your professional men's race here tonight? Let's hear it. Let's make some noise. The best of the best are about to come up to the front. We're going to start from the front and work our way back. Your current New Zealand National Criterium champion. They call him Big Jim. We're going to welcome James Gardner. Come on, Easton, you can do better than that. Current New Zealand National Champion, James Gardner in number 1.
Next up, we've got the National Champion of Canada. Please welcome Mr. Alex Cowan.
Your Belizean National Champion, living in Los Angeles, California. You may know him as nation's #1 beast, but we call him Corey Williams.
Next up is a former national champion, but more importantly, a former winner on the streets right here of Easton. This is Danny Estevez.
Your defending Pennsylvania State champion, 3rd here last year. Let's welcome Brad Green.
Fourth place here last year, and the winner of this year's Athens Orthopedic Twilight. Give it up for Mr. Tom Gibbons.
Fifth place here last year from the breakaway. Please welcome Colin Fitzgerald.
8th place here last year and a former podium finisher at Somerville. This is Cesar Marte.
Your former U.S. Pro Crit National Champion representing Legion of Los Angeles, the one and only.
Next up, a former national champion of Barbados. This is Greg Vanderpool.
A multiple-time Olympian from Colombia, a Pan American track champion. Please welcome Juan Arango.
From Great Britain, the current national British Derny champion on the track, this is Alec Briggs.
A national champion for collegiate and elite track. He now lives in Lancaster. Please welcome Lance Abshire.
Next up is a former 21-time national champion. He's got the GoPro on his lid, giving us some footage tonight. This is Daniel Hollywood Holloway.
Your German national track champion, please welcome Moritz Augustine.
The Austrian national welcome Maximilian
Juan Zapata. Rest of the riders can fill their grid positions respectively. We'll get our racing underway here tonight under the lights in Easton, Pennsylvania for the Easton Twilight Criterium presented by Lehigh Valley Health Network. Gentlemen, you will get your race instructions from the USA Cycling officials. We will sing our national anthem and then we will be underway.
All right, riders, you'll be racing approximately 75 minutes of racing. Lap cards are on the left-hand side. Race time is on the right. Have free laps until 7 laps to go. Free laps must be taken in the pit, must be approved by the official. Again, that's until 7 laps to go. Do not pass the pace car. If there's a neutralization on the course, do not pass the pace car. The pace car will slow you down. We will restart here at the start-finish line. Just in case there is inclement weather coming, there is a possibility we will shorten the race, in which case the lap cards will be counted down to the proper amount and it'll be announced over the PA system. Please always be aware for a possibility of shortened race and the shortened lap count, please. Any questions for me, riders?
Thank you, Mike Dupé. Riders, we hope you have no questions because we're about to get ourselves underway. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a sporting event in America, and it wouldn't be one without the singing of the national anthem before we get going. So you can please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the flag in center square for the singing of the national anthem by my good friend Herman Harris.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get this party started. Big Jim's on the front, and so is Alec, Corey, and all the rest, the best of the best. They are here in Easton, ready to rip. Tune in to watch Daniel Holloway live on YouTube. We are about to get ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. 75 minutes on the counter. Easton, help me send it off in 10, 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
As they say, timing is everything, Gabe. All of our riders rolling out of the... It's raining, man.
No, you sure?
Let me check. I'll push you out from under the tent. You tell me.
Oh my goodness, here we are.
I'm gonna say it again, Gabe. There's days I miss bike racing, and there's days I'm pretty happy to be standing up here.
Oh boy, we got some riders in the hurt box right now, apparently. Here we go, boys, full gas racing, and Corey Williams is on the front. Corey Williams showing us how it's done, diving into turn number 1 with full rainstorm effect here as we go. We got yellow flags out. We're green flag again. We are green flag. It's just nothing but a little bit of water. We'll be fine, I promise.
125 of the finest Criterium racers from all across the U.S. and really all around the world out here doing battle. Talk about fitness, talk about skills, talk about the whole package. All those riders are going to need to call on every single trick of the trade here tonight around our 6-corner, 0.7-mile course to stay safe, to stay at the front, and to compete for the win. And of course, all the preems we're going to be chucking out at these riders throughout the course of the 75-minute race.
All right, here we go. Our lead vehicle now coming up through the start-finish line. Courtesy of Brown Daub Hyundai. Thank you guys at Brown Daub. And here we go. Big aggressive move here by Corey Williams. Corey Williams, your Belizean national champion, showing us how it's done with Thomas Gibbons on his wheel. This field is single file, full gas racing. Woo.
Oh, look at the absolute mayhem on Northampton Street. Williams probably already diving into that right turn at Sitgraves, and we've still got riders coming through the start-finish line. Andrew Duddle rolling on through right there, representing the Doylestown Bike Works squad.
These guys are having fun. Is that what
we're calling it? We're calling this fun.
Absolutely. 100%. Here we go. My goodness, if you guys want to get involved too, you can come on up and give us some preems to give away. We're going to make it fun for them and well worth their while here tonight.
Hey, if anyone's giving preems, I'll take an umbrella preem or a rain jacket preem. That might come in pretty handy up here tonight.
We are racing here in the Easton Twilight Criterium in some very epic conditions right now. Settled out a little bit. We hopefully will see this cell move through. There we are, our lead vehicle coming through. Let's see who is on the front right now. We got riders coming in from the pit, of course. Big Jim on the front, your New Zealand national champion at the front with Corey Williams, your Belizean national champion right behind. Alec Cowan also up there. Riders do a little brake check with each other out there, it seems. Big splits occurring. 125 starting. We actually sold out this field. Thomas Gibbons at the back right now. This is going to be full gas bike racing for us as we start to settle out a little bit. We are ready to go. See what we got here in our camera feeds. Looks like our riders coming through the Sette Luna corner in good order. Looking like they're doing a nice job. And here come our field coming out of turn number 6 already. Our official pace car coming by and attacks coming left, right, and center. Big moves here. Big moves by Sam Smith, your local rider with Lance Abshire on the wheel. 2 Pennsylvania residents now at the front. Hearing the squeal of brakes as we come into turn number 1.
Sam Smith just on the heels of a top 10 finish in the under 23 National Criterium Championships last week.
That's right.
Also conducted in some pretty foul weather like we're seeing here. So maybe in his element a little bit out there right now.
We'll see. Man, there's some notable names at the back of the field right now as these guys are being subjected to this. But it's lightening up. It's actually nice now.
Nice. We're going to put that in between some asterisks.
Being optimistic.
It's a nice one of those nights with this weather for those riders that are at their back. Well, you know, they're going to try their best to move up, but if they can't move up relatively quickly, well, some of them might make the decision to pull the pin and save it for tomorrow in Plainfield or quite possibly Monday in Somerville. Very, very challenging to be a little far back when the pressure is absolutely on at the front right now. And I'll tell you what, it is not let up one single bit. It's only been 7.5 minutes, but there's a lot of destruction going on in this field as we continue to see the big teams applying pressure. Mighty Q out of New Zealand, the New Zealand Cycling Project squad right now on the front. And I'll tell you what, if you've ever seen a group of riders that are accustomed to racing in foul, wet, windy conditions, well, take a trip to New Zealand because that's kind of standard springtime weather down there.
Sure what number we gave that New Zealand rider, but looked like Oliver to me. We will see how they go. I'm sure that James Canny is watching on the YouTube. And Thomas Gibbons now trying to make up for lost time here. He's on the wrong end of a split here at the back of the field. Gibbons missing his call up. His teammate took the spot.
Yeah, it's a bad night to miss your call up, by the way, if you haven't figured that little factoid out. Don't forget, we've got the big screen going on right up in center square. You can check out all the action. We've got some footage coming to you from down by the Setaluna turn, third on to Sitgrave Street. I'll tell you what, that's where a lot of the action, I'm sure, is going to be unfolding throughout the course of this event here right now. As our pace car now making her way up the home straight again. Looks like another big attack coming up the left-hand side of the barriers. It's looking back about 40 wheels. We're starting to see some gaps form.
Yeah, we're starting to see some big gaps form. Let's see where our riders are. Noah Granigan in the mix at the front up there. Looking for Alec Briggs, looking for Daniel Holloway in the mix. So many riders, good riders up in the mix. Kyle Murphy in mid-pack right now. Kyle having a little bit of a struggle at the moment.
Yeah, Kyle, a former U.S. Pro National Road Champion just a couple years ago in Knoxville, Tennessee, not having his best legs out here tonight. Adam Meyerson, multi-time Masters and National Champion, usually very much at home in these kind of conditions, maybe not quite feeling it out here tonight.
It doesn't seem like it. All right, so Meyerson pulling the pin potentially on his ride tonight. Wow, very interesting dynamic with this downpour that opened up right as we hit Thunderstruck at the start line.
Timing is everything, my friend.
And so we've seen this big shift, right, where we've split the field in half. Still have a pretty good field representation out there.
I'll tell you what, if you've ever ridden your bike around in the rain, especially in a kind of an urban setting like we have in downtown Easton, well, you know those manhole covers, those painted lines, those crosswalks, they all represent some obstacles for these riders to deal with and try and stay upright at this high rate of speed. Otis Engel, one of our local juniors on the front out of the Schnecksville, Pennsylvania, riding for Kelly Benefits.
Wow. Otis Engel racing the Espoir Paris-Roubaix just a few weeks ago over in Europe. He spent a whole month in Europe racing with the national team and Kelly Benefits. So great to see Otis Engel on the front. We actually put him in the top 10 call-ups in our social media, so he's earning it right now. He's leading this pro men's bike race.
Any rider, male, female, junior, or elite, who's ridden Paris-Roubaix absolutely deserves to be in that call-up queue. That is one of the most challenging one-day races you will find anywhere in the world. And he did a great job piloting his team captain, Ashlyn Berry, to a 7th place finish. So a great ride by Otis, kind of earning the role as captain of the U.S. national junior team this year.
Yeah, super cool. So Otis, really cool. I mean, we've known Otis since he was shorter than me, so it's pretty wild to see him like accomplishing what he's accomplishing. He's graduating high school this week from Kutztown High School, and he's a Pennsylvania resident. He's looking for that state championship here tonight. Here come our leaders.
Remember, 75-minute race. We are not even inside of 15 minutes yet. These riders still more than an hour to go as the young man from Schnecksville, Otis Engel, riding for Kelly Benefits, still on the point, still leading this group through, followed very closely by some of our New Zealand contingent riding for the MITOQ New Zealand Cycling Project Squad.
Love having these boys. I gave James Canny a call a few weeks ago, months ago, I guess, at this point. Asked him if he'd send some boys up early. They're racing in GFNY last week, so it made sense for them to come on over and be part of our racing block here right now. Here's Thomas Gibbons right now, just trying to ride his way back up into contention. This group is a little bit out of contention right now. We are now pulling riders over at 2nd Street. We've just pulled about 20 riders off the field. 20 getting pulled right now.
It looks like a couple of those riders trying to maybe make their way into the pit, so maybe there was a little bit of a mishap that last lap. I can't imagine why.
Yeah. 20 getting pulled right now. Amazing.
Well, I'll tell you what, Easton, we love you guys and girls for coming out here. The weather's been great all day. It turned a little bit sideways on us, but you are a great crowd. You're braving the storm, and you're joining us for the 4th annual Easton Twilight Criterium presented by Lehigh Valley Health Network, and it is a party indeed down here on the streets of Easton. Happy to be back. Happy to have all the support of our partners here.
Robert Scott for Techers from London, England, on the front right now. Techers, my buddy Alec Briggs coming over to see his friend Justin Williams and Williams Racing Crew for a block of racing to get himself ready for Criterium National Championships in Britain. Coming on over, Justin told him this would be a good race to do, and so here he is, racing with us, and these boys absolutely know how to throw down. Really cool. If you ever watch any of Alex's videos on his social media, he is ready to hit right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's really interesting. Some of these top riders, they were probably not too upset when the rain started to fall because they know literally that it's going to get into the head of a lot of riders out there. A lot of riders going to be nervous. They're going to question their tire pressure choice, question their tire pattern choice out there. So a lot of riders, they think, you know what, this rain is going to help their cause. They know they can handle their bike. They might have a higher tolerance for taking some risk in some of the turns out here on the course. And let's be honest, we're seeing it happen right before our eyes. It is absolutely thinning this race out very, very quickly here.
Yeah, so we've seen Otis Engel and Noah Granigan on the front a little bit, but here we go one more time for our boys from New Zealand coming through on the front that last time through. My start sheet is not accurate, or he's wearing the wrong number, because it is definitely not the rider that's on my list, but it is one of our boys from New Zealand from MITOQ at the front, driving that pace for the 2nd time through. I think that's Craig Oliver, actually, the boy. He's a mountain biker. He's a mountain bike national champion. He's very, very talented. His brother, Sam Oliver, came over last year and won a number of stages of Toad. Now this is Craig here racing with us, another big hitter from New Zealand.
Yeah, talk about a rider that might enjoy these conditions out here tonight. Mountain bikers, they're a little bit used to kind of drifting, sliding around on the bike a little bit. Traction is always a little bit at a premium, so probably pretty comfortable out here on this course. Just a moment ago, we saw Tom Gibbons in orange rolling on through, a little bit behind the main field. He got caught in the 2nd group when it split a couple laps ago, but Gibbons desperately trying to get across that front group. You know, we called him up. He missed his start spot. And I tell you what, that's proving to be a pretty critical mistake, because he's burning a lot of unnecessary energy right now.
Yeah, he may just be biding his time, just trying to get through the race to see what happens, see if he can even reattach it. Here we go, your Germans now on the front that look like Mr. Meyer, if I had to guess, driving that place. That was Marcus Bloom, in fact. Marcus Bloom for DCC Alpecin on the front, driving this pace, contributing to the attrition that we're seeing in this field. Now here comes our chasers. This will be a group of 2 here, more local riders. Gibbons is going to be in this bunch further back. Much further back, I guess. There he is, Gibbons now, solo. Last rider on course, Gibbons.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's got a lot of work cut out for him. Last rider really on the lap right now as we see another huge group getting pulled for the safety of the rest of our riders. So Tom Gibbons from Automatic, presented by Abus. It'll be another lap before he's got the follow motor hot on his heels. So he's going to have to make a very, very big effort here over the next, I would say, 10 minutes or so, or it might just be a little too little, a little too late for the Athens Twilight champion.
We just pulled like 25 more guys off the course. So, wow. So we're down to, let's call it about 80 right now left in the race. Here we go, Alec Briggs on the front right now, my man from London, showing us how it's done.
Well, I'll tell you what, we are talking a lot about the international superstars, the Olympians, the riders from down in New Zealand. Let's talk a little bit about some of the local riders we've got here. The Doylestown Bike Works, presented by Fred Bean Squad, just 25, 30 miles down Route 611 from Easton. They still have 4 riders in that front group. Sam Smith, very active on the front. Sean Guidish, just about 6 years ago, graduated right here in Easton High School.
Yeah.
He's a former medalist at the U23 National Championships. He's having a great ride. Young Alden Weinhold picked up a big win last weekend in the 2-3 race in Wilmington Grand Prix. And also Colin Fitzgerald, one of the riders we called up, who is a podium finisher in the state championships last year. All 4 of those riders, very, very local. They're mixing it up with the best right now in that reduced front group.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is really, Aiden Weinhold, definitely an interesting up-and-comer, as was Sam Smith. We'll be looking forward to see how those guys go. Colin Fitzgerald, Brad Green, and Sam and Aiden, they all went down to nationals, pro nationals last week as well. So let's see what happens here, you guys. We're going to see another lap coming through. These guys are absolutely flying right now. It looks like Spencer Morvendoza on the front, trying to see if anybody else wants to contribute in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, Spencer Mozendava riding for Miami Blazers on the front that time. And, you know, Spencer's really one of the team workers, what we would call a domestique. His job really to try and keep things under control, keep his sprinters in contention, and maybe infiltrate some of those breakaways that might be a little dangerous, just so that they can have a little bit of team representation up there.
Thomas Gibbons is flying right now. He might be at the back of the race, but he is starting to get more comfortable. He's lifting his tempo, and there are riders being pulled behind him every lap. He's still in contention. He's basically inverted motor pacing. The back moto is just following Tom around, and every time Tom passes somebody, they're out.
The motor's following so closely to try and save a little gas mileage, maybe throwing it in neutral and coasting down Sitgrave Street. Tom going so fast out there. You know, we talked about Tom earlier, the winner of the Athens Orthopedic Twilight. That's kind of the OG of Twilight Criteriums, 40-odd years old, as we see Sam Smith out of Doylestown Bike Works getting on top of the gear here, heading towards center square, trying to keep the rest of the field honest.
There we go. This is looking good, you guys. Very, very cool to see this happening right now. Maximilian Schmidbauer, your Austrian national track champion. He's an Olympian as well, by the way. Schmidbauer at the back of that front group. Now here you got your chasers. Let's see where Gibbons is. There he is. He's picking riders off each lap. right, we are looking at our front field. We got a little bit of a separation here, but the gap is, oh, let's call it 2 seconds. Look at this very aggressive turn, though. Sam Smith is the one pulling it out with Mr. Oliver, and there you go. You got Strobel from Automatic making the cut there.
Robert Strobel riding that Automatic presented by Abus Squad. He's wasn't really a big factor last season, a good team worker for that squad, but this year he's really been taking hold of some opportunities. Picked up a podium at Wilmington last weekend, won the time trial Friday night at Monkey Hill, and looking pretty comfortable out here today. And I'll tell you what, it's a good thing because their normal go-to rider, Mr. Gibbons, is kind of fallen out of the picture here a little bit for the moment. Some more riders getting pulled off the course by our officials, falling just a little too far out of contention. We've got our pace car coming round the turn, and well, I think it's time we start ringing the bell just a little bit for these riders. It's been a while. We've given them an opportunity to settle into the rhythm of the race. Maybe they've forgotten a little bit that there's some preems on offer, but we're going to shake that up.
We got ourselves a preem on the next lap. $75 preem from LVHN. $75 preem from LVHN. And it's Johnny Clark on the front. Johnny Clark on the front right now. $75 preem for the winner of the next lap. $75 preem for the winner of the next lap, courtesy of LVHN.
Well, I'll tell you what, Johnny Clark is kind of the elder statesman of the peloton out here. He's got to be inching his way towards a retirement. He's been on the U.S. scene for a number of years, following in the footsteps of his older brother, Hilton Clark, one of the premier Criterium riders on U.S. soil for a number of years. And, well, Johnny is no slouch himself. We've seen him pick up a lot of wins throughout the last couple of years here, enjoying kind of the twilight of his career, if you will.
Here comes Thomas Gibbons, ladies and gentlemen, your Athens Twilight champion, coming through the start-finish line, picking off riders left, right, and center. He is still the last wheel, but there are fewer wheels in front of him than before. As you can see, they're continuing to pull riders off the course down there at 2nd and Northampton. Here comes your pace car already. $75 up for grabs for the winner of this lap. $75 on the line, strung out, single file racing. Who's it gonna be for 75 bucks at the line? $75, and it's gonna be Techers taking home that $75. I have to go to the third page of our leg. Benjamin Tuchner. Benjamin Tuchner taking $75 home from LVHN.
Well, I'll tell you what, that lit an absolute fuse under the field, single file, and just that lap, about 9 riders falling off the pace a little bit, and they've got to be hoping the field is going to soft pedal just a little bit and try and recover so they can get back on terms. They've worked so hard for the better part of 26 minutes, and I'll tell you what, that field is more than halved right now, and we're not even halfway through this race. 26 minutes done and dusted.
Thomas Gibbons has been pulled.
We knew it had to be coming, right?
Yeah. Gibbons has been pulled from the race. Your Athens Orthopedic Twilight Criterium champion pulled in our race here tonight at Easton Twilight Crit. Sad to see that. He is a New Jersey native, though. He's going to be gunning for the Tour of Somerville on Monday, guaranteed. We're here in Easton, Pennsylvania, though, right now with our Easton Twilight Criterium, Pennsylvania State Criterium Championships. And this is a race for the ages, ladies and gentlemen. Starting off under deluge conditions, we now have the best of the best at the front with Alec Briggs.
Alec Briggs, our friend from Great Britain, a national champion on the track, showing his skills translate very well over to the road. Because I'll tell you what, you don't do a whole lot of track racing in the rain.
Yeah, Alec, though, he races cross, he races fixed gear crits with us. Alec is a phenomenal bike handler, right? Like, we had our wheelie competition earlier. Alec can actually ride a wheelie on a road bike forever, right? So he's just like, he's really, really capable on the bike, very comfortable on the bike. These conditions play favor to Alec, I would say, a lot more right now. I'm really looking forward to see how the second half of the race plays out, though. This is still pretty early, and I think that he needs to sort of be accustomed to like how this dynamic works versus the British criteriums, which are just a slightly different mix and mix up in like how the field dynamic is.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his skill set translates to that, right? So used to the certain way that courses are ridden in his home country, the way the riders approach those races, and you know, you go everywhere and it's a different ball of wax and it's a whole different style here in the US. And typically here in the US, we talk about it a lot, these races early on, they kind of happen from the back. Once we get past the halfway point, that's when the races really start to happen from the front. And we're ever so slowly inching up on that point right now.
Nice to see Luke Fetzer up at the front. Fetzer, definitely an up-and-coming rider. Certainly one to watch. I think that he was Fetzer part of Tour de Beauce or Tour de Lane or something?
So Luke Fetzer rode with the U.S. national team a couple years ago at the Tour of Bideby, the premier junior UCI stage race in the U.S. And just last year, Luke Fetzer was actually the junior national Criterium champion, riding for the storied Hot Tubes team out of Massachusetts, run by Toby Stanton, one of the longest serving junior programs in all of the U.S. and a great track record with promoting their riders straight out of the junior ranks into the professionals. So Luke Fetzer now riding for the Austin Outlaws. We saw him earlier this year. The first big rendezvous was out in Monterey, California for the Sea Otter Classic. We had a great circuit race out there on the Laguna Seca Raceway in mid-April, and well, Luke found his way onto the podium for the first time this year with a top 5 finish out there. So looks like he's carrying some pretty good form now for the current still junior national Criterium champion, his first year as an elite.
Oh man, we have our crowd getting into this one. Big thanks to our sponsors here for the Easton Twilight Crit, because we are writing down some actionable items coming up for us. Colin Fitzgerald on the front through that time, last time through. Love to see the lights here on the start-finish line as well. You guys got the light-up balloon right there in front of Bayou and River Grill. Love to see it. Thank you guys for bringing the flare out here tonight. Whenever oh my gosh, we have so many cool things about to happen here, you guys. Thanks to our sponsors here at the Easton Twilight Crit. Here we go, you guys. We are racing. It's going to be full gas. Fetzer at the front. Here comes Craig Oliver sprinting into turn number 1. My goodness, you guys, that is full gas. So you pretty much are now seeing your selection of your front group. The road is actually starting to dry out a little bit. It's going to be Patrick Brown, one of the Category 2 riders in the field, so he should finish as much as he can, because this is actually the Cat 2 state championship event. So if Patrick Brown just keeps going, secure that title.
Yeah, Pat Brown, another local rider who's kind of had a good season so far. He comes to us from just up Route 81 in Scranton, PA, and well, he picked up his first big Pro 1-2 win earlier this year at the Lower Providence Criterium.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
Kind of cool to see him. He's a guy, if you follow his social media, he does a lot of work. He does his intervals to a T. He does everything the right way, and he's just been kind of knocking on the door for the past year or two.
Well, we just threw him into a national caliber race, so you know, today is not really an indication that he's like going down in fitness. It's just a shift in sort of the dynamic that he's used to.
Yeah, you have to really adjust your goals when you kind of step into a race like this versus some of our more local events throughout the season.
Yeah, this has become a national caliber event here tonight with the pedigree of riders we've got on the front. Here you go. That is a very dangerous rider from the Rockland Devo group. As these riders, looking at Marcos Mendez from Rockland Devo program out of Fort Lee, New Jersey. Yeah, that's right. He won Wilmington Grand Prix last week.
Yeah, Marco was part of a 6-rider breakaway. He had a teammate, Automatic, presented by Avis, had 2 riders, and the Foundation team out of New York City also had 2 riders, and those riders really put the hurt on the field. And I'll tell you what, those Rockland riders, they were clearly the dominant riders. Mendez had one of his teammates up there, a young rider from Argentina, doing a lot of damage, just kind of constantly putting pressure on the rest of the break. And Mendez was able to take advantage of that and take a pretty hard-fought sprint over Robert Strobel, the Automatic presented by Avis rider. So point being, Mendez on a pretty good run of form right now.
Yeah, very cool to see. We'll see how he goes here. Now, we're about to get this action going. Riders, attention riders. $500 mid-race preem courtesy of Riz Containers and Disposals. $500 mid-race preem from Riz Containers and Disposals. $500 preem for the winner of the next lap.
Well, it looked like a Doylestown Bike Works team meeting on the front there. Sean Guidish leading the way through. Sam Smith just coming up along the right-hand side of the fencing. And now Sam Smith loves to be a little bit of a preem hunter. And that's kind of a perfect setup. You got another one of your teammates up there. Smith kind of keeps that head of steam going around these next couple turns. And then Guidish maybe backing off that pace just a little bit, forcing the other riders to kind of get around him and close down that gap, giving Smith maybe a little bit of an advantage as he heads toward the more technical portion of our course.
All right, we'll have to see how that shakes out, because there's a lot of things that can happen because of pedigree of riders. I feel like there's a little bit of circulation occurring on Larry Holmes.
It's kind of been like the same 10 or 15 riders that we've really been talking about a lot. We've been talking about Spencer Mozendava has been up there a bit. Luke Fetzer has been up in that mix. Obviously, Sam Smith we've talked about quite a bit as well. And of course, there's been 2 or 3 of our friends from New Zealand that we've talked about a lot as well.
$500 on the line, courtesy of Riz Containers and Disposal. $500 for the winner of this lap. 23 laps to go, and $500 for Mo Mendoza, your winner from Wilmington Grand Prix. 2 riders away right now, and Alec Cowan from Canada is full gas chasing. Cowan does not want that to get up the road.
Well, I'll tell you what, just like in the women's race a little while ago, that absolutely lit a fire under our field. Starting to see a lot of splits near the front. Smith and Mendez with a nice little gap up there. You can see Austin Outlaws, Luke Fetzer going up the side, recognizing the danger. Part of the success potential of a breakaway is having the right combination of teams. And, you know, Fetzer senses the danger. He knows that Sam Smith has some very strong teammates up there. He knows that Mendez has some Rockland Devo riders as well. So if Austin Outlaws can get in on that party, that's a pretty good combination to put riders like Legion and some of the other squads on the back foot.
I think this is going to be very exciting to see. We're now going to be looking at just 22 laps to go right now. I'm going to be keeping an eye on our race director, Arlie Kimmerer, to see when our next preems are going to be, because we got a few more to dish out here. Mendez, excuse me, winning that $500 courtesy. Now looking at 22 laps to go, gentlemen, 22 laps to go. It's Sam Smith on the front with Mendez right there, but it looks like Miami Blazers have brought that back into check at this point in time. Here we are, we're looking at our full gas strung out field here as we are coming just about 50 riders left in our 125 rider field. Here come our riders as we're coming through. Your Germans on the front driving this pace right now as they dive into turn number 1. Full gas, single file, popping riders off the back here as we come into our final half of our race. The Germans from DCC Alpecin returning. They won, Andreas Meyer winning at Armed Forces last year. On day 1 or 2, I don't remember.
Day 2, the race we talked about earlier, the race of 500 corners on that 1K course. One of the, universally one of the most challenging Criterium courses in the country.
Yeah, and there's like 140 guys in that race.
Yeah, they have a huge field in that race. Absolutely insane. It's all, you know, you can see a lot of the back straight from the announcing stage, so you can watch them go through like turn 3 and 4 while you're still seeing riders come through the start-finish line. It's wild.
Almost tip to tail here. So we're going to see how we are situated here. Looks like, yeah, our riders get a good vantage point down there in turn number 6 as our pace car coming up onto Northampton right now. And our riders coming up, they're now going to be seeing 20 to go. We've got a $50 preem, $50 preem from Jiva Fitness, $50 preem for the winner of the next lap, $50 preem for the winner of the next lap from Jiva Fitness.
So Jiva Fitness, fitness studio located on the backside of our course, big brick building right on the corner of Sick Graves and Ferry Street. They've got all kinds of great fitness classes throughout the week, different time slots. Make sure you give them a look if you live anywhere locally here. They've got surely a class that will fit your need. We want to thank them for throwing a handful of preems at both our professional women and professional men this evening.
We saw Danny Estevez up there, number 4, coming through the start-finish line. He's now on Legion of Los Angeles. Estevez has won here before, but when we had the finish line down on Larry Holmes. So this is the first time for Estevez, or no, Estevez was here last year as well.
He was here last year, didn't have a great race, as I recall.
Yeah.
I forget what the reason was, but kind of struggled a little bit, but obviously feeling pretty good right now, showing some good leg. And, you know, Estevez, he's kind of a crowd favorite wherever he goes. He raced quite a bit as a junior, was part of the Hot Tubes junior team out of New England, one of the dominant junior teams of that era, and took some time off, started a family, and maybe about 8 years ago decided he wanted to be a bike racer again. And I'll tell you what, he is a bike racer to his core.
Yeah. $50 for the winner of this lap, $50, and Johnny Clark taking that $50. $50 premium for Johnny Clark of Austin Outlaws. Just doing what he needs to do to get that $50.
Man, why don't they give announcers preems, dude? I would love to get a preem for standing around and talking all night. What's up with that?
I can't figure it out. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. We're gonna have to work that one into the script somehow.
So right now we sort of sussed out that this
Mark Frazier from Kelly Benefits throwing some cash. I don't know if your riders would like you dipping into the team coffers to fuel our VIP drinking habits, but hey, I'm okay with that.
It's VIP, it's open bar.
Open bar. Everybody's a VIP then. Bring it.
We got ourselves sort of the mix of the field that we are going to see for the contention at the end, I think. We're now into the second half of the race, almost getting into what we'll call like the last third of the race. I think the riders that are here now are the riders that we're going to see at the end, unless we start to see some very aggressive tactics. Is there anything we could do about that?
Well, I'll tell you what, I actually think we're going to see another thinning of the herd out here, because we are just past that halfway point. And I think a lot of riders in their heads are probably like letting their guard down a little bit. They're like, man, I made it through the scrum, through the worst of the weather. And all of a sudden, it's really going to hit the fan again, courtesy of some of our Legion and Miami riders.
Yeah.
And some riders that maybe will have checked out a little bit and thought they're safe. They might get caught off guard. So I think we're going to see, you know, maybe a 30% reduction yet out of this group before we get into the closing laps.
All right. Notably, we saw Johnny Clark come through twice on the front. My goodness. What do you think he's doing? He is patrolling the front just to keep himself safe at this point?
Yeah, I think Johnny's trying to keep himself safe, and really now he's trying to keep his teammates in contention and trying to control the front, let his teammates kind of relax a little bit, they'll know that if there's a dangerous move, Johnny's going to follow it. Whether he contributes to it, that could be a different story, because they've got a lot of fast finishers on that squad. So I think Johnny's role right now is just kind of what we would call cover and kill. He's going to follow moves, he's going to sit on them, not contribute, and try and take the steam out of them and bring them back so that his sprinters can just sit back, relax, and really be primed for those last 2 to 3 laps.
Gotcha, yeah. Sometimes it could be a little bit harder to get yourself clear from a situation. Looks like we got a rider walking down there on the course. We're going to try to get that rider out of the race course here, as our riders are now snaking their way out. We have riders coming out of the pit as well. So field coming through at the start-finish line with Oliver Clark. A big attack by Juan Arango into turn number 1. Woo!
Up the left side, no less, which means he's got to take a much sharper line around that turn number 1 with that head of steam.
Yeah, he's feeling confident right now in his handling skills, because, man, he came by us at the announcer's table. I felt like a whoosh of air from Juan Arango as he came by us here. He's a Colombian Olympian. Great to have him. He won a race last night at the Valley Preferred Cycling Center as well. So he's on good form. He's qualified for the 2024 Paris Olympics. So he hasn't gotten the final letter yet, but he's confident that he'll be in Paris this year.
You would think a rider that is qualified to go to the biggest games that there is for athletes would wrap himself in a bubble and wait till he gets to Paris. Wouldn't want to take any risk, but Arango, he's a bike racer to the core. He races on the track, he races on the road. He knows there's a lot of dollars to be made here in downtown Easton tonight. So Arango says, you know what? I'll be in Paris. I'm not worried about that. I'm coming to Easton, I'm going to Plainfield, I'm going to Somerville, because I'm going to line my wallet.
Yeah, and he did. He won some money last night, and now he's looking to do that again here in Easton. We're gonna be looking at 16 laps to go. 16 laps to go here for our race. We got a little bit of a split here, Bill. That includes Techers, Noah Granigan, Johnny Clark, Sam Smith, and one more that I didn't quite catch. So a nice little move there. It's just a handful of meters, really. I wouldn't even call it a full second, but it's interesting to just see where those little extensions are starting to occur. I think that's starting to lay evidence to your call that there'd be a further culling of the herd here.
Yeah, those little cracks ever so slightly starting to appear in the field right now. You know, most races, anywhere between 50 minutes and maybe an hour and a half. That's kind of like the longest criterium you would have. We're kind of right walking down the middle of that line, hour and 15 minutes. That's a pretty long criterium, and certainly at this speed, it feels like a 2-hour criterium because you're going so much faster than you would go under normal circumstances. So even though it's not the longest race on the criterium circuit, by virtue of the speed and the technical nature, the level of difficulty just gets raised by about 2 or 3 notches. Oh, looks like we've got a little daylight happening. We've got 5 riders now trying to move clear. Rider number 40 on the gas, making all these riders suffer in his wake. You can see riders starting to peel off the back of the group right now. Eder Frere from the Miami Blazers. It says San Diego, California, but we know Eder is a Colombian rider. He's one of the finest riders. He's been on the U.S. circuit for a number of years. We have not talked a whole lot about Eder tonight. He's been doing a good job hiding in the field, but, well, he's starting to strike now at the front.
No, this is going to be cool. And we're about to light this thing up a little bit more. We have a few more generous preems about to be doled out as we're coming into 15 laps. We're on 15 laps to go. So we're going to be looking to see if we can keep this action moving here. And remember last year, Bill, Cormac McGough, he won very late in the race with a solo effort. So a lot of things can still happen here.
Yeah, that breakaway established themselves roughly around 10 or 12 laps to go, and it was somewhere around 2 laps to go that Cormac McKeough just put the move on the rest of that group and got just enough daylight to hang on for a very emphatic victory here.
Preem on the next lap, Preem on the next lap, $100 courtesy of Underbutter. $100 courtesy of Underbutter. Preem on the next lap, that's Sam Smith and Ty Magner, I believe, out there. $100 for the winner of the next lap. $100 for the winner of the next lap.
Well, Ty Magner, he's as good as it gets out here. A 2-time U.S. National Criterium champion. Another rider that is arguably closing in on the twilight of his career. He's been kicking around the U.S. circuit for the better part of a decade and winning races left, right, and center. A couple years ago in similar conditions, he took out a big win down in Bucks County in Doylestown at the Bucks County Classic. So we know he likes these conditions, and he's at the front right now with young Sam Smith trying to carve out a little bit of daylight.
Yeah, Ty, I think this is maybe his rumor has it might be his final season racing at this level. He'll still race bikes, but it's hard to train this much to race this fast. So, you know, I understand that. He and Alexis Magner, you know, settling down in Athens, hanging out. It's a little harder to push at full gas. So this season is a full gas effort for Ty, and I'm really excited to see how it rolls for him.
Yeah, I love to see riders, A, go out on their own terms, and B, go out really on top of the pile.
Absolutely. Let's see what we got. $100 courtesy of Underbutter. Who's it going to be? And it is going to be Ty Magner taking home $100 courtesy of Underbutter. And you now have Eder Frere on the front of the field trying to bring this back because he knows how dangerous Ty Magner can be. He may not know how dangerous Sam Smith can be. So that's your wild card.
Yeah, that is a big, big move. The field cannot for a moment let those riders get a little bit of daylight out there. Sam Smith been on the front all night long, and as you just alluded to, Ty Magner in what may be his final year, and judging by the way he's racing tonight, he's probably about as fit as he's been and that I've seen in the last couple of years.
Yeah, we were down in Anniston, Alabama for Sunny King Criterium, and he put in this attack like early in the race. It was just like unreal, like warp speed attack through start finish, and everyone, all of us were like, who is that? It's Ty, wow.
Yeah, it's been a few years, arguably, since Ty's really been in the picture. You know, he's still done a good job. He's snuck into some results and been a great teammate, but it's really been a few years since Ty's won a lot of high-level bike races, but, well, he's got an opportunity right now. These two riders, they still have a little bit of gap. Easton, make a little noise. This is our first significant breakaway of the night.
Oh, man, this is how we played out last year, too. Ty Magner and Sam Smith. Now you've got a significant gap between Magner and Smith, and the field knows it. The field is aggressively trying to bring this back. You've got Automatic Abus desperately trying to wind up the tempo at the front to make sure that that does not get away, because they know that Ty Magner is one to watch. They may not know Sam Smith, but remember, Sam got 6th at U23 Criterium National Championships last week in these conditions. Sam is definitely a rider to push it, and Sam was in the breakaway last year at Torres Somerville for a long time. So Sam has like a little bit of history regionally of being a very strong rider. It's great to see him playing with the big boys tonight with Legion of Los Angeles, Ty Magner, legend on the track.
Yeah, Sam's a rider that really in the last 2 years has kind of come into his own. He's been kind of a local force since he was a last year junior about 4 or 5 years ago. But it's really, he's finally got things to click, finally got his training on point, has gotten a hold of his nutrition, has started to really kind of dot his I's and cross his T's to figure out all the nuance to be a player on the national scene.
Our pace car coming up again one more time. These laps seem to be getting faster, Bill. Lap after lap, here we come. We got two away still. It is Magner and Smith. These riders coming away. Let's see how long they can go. They've got about 5 seconds right now between Magner and Sam Smith. This is a good breakaway companion for Magner because Smith has a big engine, but here comes New Zealand and Eddie Huntsman. Whoa.
Talk about another rider who's done a great job hiding out. You know, if you're in this front selection and we haven't talked about you yet, you're riding an incredibly smart bike race because it is a small group, the cream of the crop up there right now. And a guy like Eddie Huntsman, 8-time national champion on the track. He's still kind of young, still developing, and he had a pretty solid ride, I believe it's Somerville last year as well. So great to see Huntsman continuing to really climb that ladder in the Criterium circuit.
Yeah, Eddie from Southern California, really cool to have him racing with us here tonight. He knows how cool these races are, and so he booked his own ticket and came here on his own for Butcher Box presented by Look, and he is out here to make some money. We got a nice prize list available for our pro athletes. We're looking forward to seeing how this shakes out here in our final few moments. We're about 20 minutes of racing left right now, Bill. Looking at 10 laps to go. Pace car coming on up. Here we go. Preem on the next lap, gentlemen. $250 Preem for the winner of the next lap. $250 Preem. $250 Preem for the winner of the next lap. $250 Preem for the winner of this next lap.
Well, I'll tell you what, the field is not giving those two riders a single inch up there. Kyle Murphy riding for Legion of Los Angeles coming through, slotting into second wheel there in the chase. But our friends from New Zealand riding for that MitoQ New Zealand Cycling Project, they are all over the front. They are desperately trying to bring this one to heel right now and get a chance to get in on the money. Big Preem up for grab this lap.
Very cool to see. Let's see if Ty and Sam can hold off the field for $250. Up for grabs. Love to see it. Thank you guys so much. I believe that's BSI putting up the $250. BSI Insurance putting up $250. Thank you to BSI for their continued support of the Easton Twilight Criterium. Here we go. We have our our Hyundai coming out of turn number 6, courtesy of Brown Daub. Now we start to come on up. Let's see, can Ty and Sam hold it off? $250 on the line. Here comes the field behind them. Can they get that $250? They're pushing at the front, and it looks like Sam Smith will hold on for $250. And Lance Abshire at the front of the field doing a big load of work to bring that a lot closer.
Well, I'll tell you what, look at the action happening at the back of the field. You could tell the breakaway didn't slow down a single bit. That was all about the field really ramping up the pace on that chase. And I'll tell you, Smith grabbing that $250 at the perfect time, because I imagine now as they make the right into Sitgraves, we're probably all back together at the front.
I would agree with that. I think that the gap was very small, and if anything, we're going to see a counterattack against that catch, and you're going to see a new group off the front here momentarily. We're going to see if we can catch an eye on that on the Jumbotron over in turn number 1, just to see if we get any intel from over there at Sete Luna corner.
Well, we are now down into the single digits, 9 to go on our lap board right now. These riders, they've been fighting tooth and nail for almost an hour. The clock just ticking over 58 minutes. I hope you guys and girls are having a good time downtown Easton, because we are having a blast bringing this world-class Criterium racing right to your doorstep. We want to thank all of our partners for making a successful day, successful evening here in downtown Easton for year number 4. We've got our field now rolling on through, and I'll tell you what, the catch not quite happening. Sam Smith on the front still.
That's right, and it is one of our Kiwis out there. One of our Kiwi boys in the mix. Seeing how it is, I do think that is Craig Oliver on the front with that group. So Craig Oliver potentially being the one that has made that catch with the 2, but the field being right there, we should see another counterattack against that catch.
Yeah, especially so from the teams that maybe missed out on that initial break. Obviously, our New Zealand Cycling Project riders, they were doing kind of the lion's share of the work as it appeared to bring things back to heel. So you have to wonder now if the Miami squad, if the Legion squad, and maybe the automatic presented by Avis squads are going to take advantage and try and launch their own counterattack. The later we get into the race, you know, there's always that tipping point when you get down into the single digits before it kind of becomes eminent that it might be a field sprint. There's always that little tipping point where the breakaway has a really high chance of success, because the field starts to shift their mindset. They start to think, all right, it's going to be a field sprint. It really looks that way. And maybe a breakaway can slip up the road right as those riders start to shift that mindset.
It certainly seems that way. We are now reshuffling our deck one more time, and New Zealand on the front, but notably Sam Smith keeping himself up there. Ty drifting back a lot further. He's going to recover. Ty not worried too much about his positioning in this field, whereas Sam Smith sticking at second wheel right now after being in the breakaway with Ty Magner. So Smith very actively looking to stay up near the front.
Rider 113, Patrick Dykes out of New York, the last man coming through there, and the look on his face said absolutely everything you need to know about how hard this is.
It is very hard. He was absolutely throttled. He was absolute pain face, ugly pain face, in fact. So Dickus coming through, showing us just how hard these efforts are. We're going to be looking for our leaders momentarily. We're going to ask that if you guys have any hats or jackets, that you not drape them over the course boards here. So please pull up your jackets or hats if they're draped over the course boards. We just don't want any athletes to hook those jackets as they come by. 6 laps to go. Ooh, we're getting into it, you guys. 6 laps to go. Big attacks now coming. No more free laps. No more free laps at this time. And big attacks here by New Zealand as we are about to get ourselves underway here at the front of this field.
Mendez from the Rockland Devo team going up the right side of the fence, trying to keep in contact with our leader ever so slightly, getting a little bit of a gap off the front of the field. Well, I'll tell you what, we are closing in very rapidly on the business end of this race. We are almost down to 5 to go. And I'll tell you what, Easton, we're going to do some practice laps. Every time the riders come through, we want you guys and girls to make as much noise as you can because we want to practice for an unbelievably loud final lap send-off for our Pro 1-2 men's field. They've been out here now for an hour and 2.5 minutes. They've been putting on a phenomenal show. They started in a virtual downpour out there, and the field just got whittled down immediately from 125 riders to what you see in front of you. And well, we want to show them as much love as we can. So every time, folks, make a little bit of noise for these guys.
Let's start it right now. You guys can bang your hands on those boards that are right in front of you as they come around, because we're also going to light this up one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a $250 preem. $250 preem on the line. $250 preem for the winner of the next lap. $250 preem for the winner of the next lap, courtesy of BSI Corporate Benefits.
Well, Big Alex Cowan, the Canadian National Criterium champion, just slotting himself into a pretty good spot there at the front of the field, just in time as we ring the bell for another very big cash preem. $250 on the line. And, well, you know, in a bike race, there's only so many people that can realistically win the race. And everybody knows that. You've got to be objective about your skill set as a bike racer. So a lot of these riders, they hear that preem bell, they're not going to think so much about the finish. They're going to say, you know what, instant gratification. I'm going to go for that $250 right now because I don't know if I'm going to be in contention for the podium in the finale.
Yeah, so this is a great moment for these riders at just 5 laps to go to make a little bit of money if they're not sure how their sprint is going to shake out. You got one rider that's I think out of contention here, because I think the field is together behind. $250 preem now coming up. I do think that our field is all together as we're coming out of turn number 6. Big gallop to the line here. We're looking at now 4 laps to go. $250 on the line. $250, and it's going to be Mendez one more time. It looks like Mendez taking $250. Wow, Mendez showing us he's got some legs here tonight.
He came through with his hands on the hoods, mouth closed, just like he's out for a training ride that he's going to grab another $250.
Wow. So Mendez clearly, he won Wilmington last week. He's won at least 2 preems here tonight, I think. And so now he could be one to watch for our finale. Now we're talking about the finish of the bike race. We're looking at 4 laps to go, and we are looking at what, Bill, a field sprint situation?
I'll tell you what, we're getting right into that tipping point that we were just talking about. If anyone dares try an attack, I would say now or the next lap or so is probably the time to try it. Once we get under 3 to go, I think the case closed. I think we're looking at a field sprint. Best case scenario for a breakaway artist, maybe making a big attack and taking some risks coming into the technical part of our course in the final lap.
Okay, we'll see what plays out here in the next few laps. Here comes our Brown Daub Hyundai pace car as they are leading the charge here for 4 laps to go. You got one rider away, and it is Mendez. Mendez has stayed on the effort. We're at 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go now, 3 to go, and Mendez has stayed on the effort. Mendez staying on the effort here tonight. Mendez staying on the effort with our race here.
Well, I'll tell you what, right now it is all do or die for that Rockland Devo rider, Marco Mendez. I can assure you, if he does get caught in the next lap or two, he's probably not going to play around in the finale. So Mendez making an all or nothing move, all guts, all glory right now.
We got one more big one coming.
Yeah, we're not quite done ringing the bell, are we?
I'm not tired.
Yeah, I'm not tired either.
All right.
My wrist is working great. I think we can ring that bell another time or two. Throw a little bit of more money at these guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for supporting our bike racers here tonight with some generous Preem dollars. Generous Preem dollars here tonight, thanks to our sponsors that have made the Easton Twilight Criterium possible here today, as we are about to see a big finale coming to the finish line here in Northampton. Ladies and gentlemen, $500 Gambler's Preem, $500 Gambler's Preem, $500 Gambler's Preem, $500 Gambler's Preem on the this lap, $500 for the winner of the next lap.
Big Johnny Clark trying to get in on that action as well. $500 in Marco Mendez. If you could see the grimace on that rider's face, he's leaving all of it on the table right now. Absolutely. Every ounce of energy going into keeping those pedals moving as we keep our eye on the screen, watching the riders start to make their way through the technical part of our course on the backside. Mendez is going to dig deep to try and get this $500. I'll tell you what, when they come through, they're going to hear the bell again, signifying the final lap of the race.
$500 Gambler's Preem. We did it in the women's race, and I think LeBecky got it. Then she got the race too, showing tremendous form. Let's see who's going to get it in this one. Mendez has already taken home $250, but Johnny Clark was on the front. Oh, it's the last time through when we were ringing the bell. There's still plenty of riders that are more than capable of showing us how it can be done. Here we go, $500. Mendez still has a little bit of a gap, and here's your bell for one to go. Little bit of a crash down there in turn number 6, $500 from Mendez, and we got 1, 2, go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go.
Oh, Mendez doing a great job to just barely hang on and grab that $500, and all of our riders now on the bell for the final lap of this bike race. We don't call it a Gambler's Preem for nothing.
$500 from Mendez. He got $250, then he got $500. He's already walking out with at least $1,000 in Preems from tonight. Let's see if he can get the actual race win, though. The field was right on his heels with Corey Williams doing a massive pull at the front for his Miami Blazers teammates. Let's see if that will pay dividends. Will Miami Blazers be on the top step here this evening at the Easton Twilight Criterium?
Well, I'll tell you what, it looked like Corey Williams put everything into his move to try and get in the action on that $500 Preem, and as they came through the line getting the bell, he was actually sitting up, going backwards, gassed a little bit for that effort. But Easton, now is your time to shine. Make a little noise. We are going to welcome home the 2024 Twilight Champion.
Bang those boards, ladies and gentlemen. This is your race finale as you're coming up Northampton Street here in Easton. Treasure Road, here we come. Out of the saddle to the line. Alec Briggs wants it, and it is going to be Spencer Morvendoza, I believe. Austin, Lucas Burgoyne taking it for Austin Outlaws. Lucas Burgoyne, your winner here tonight for Austin Outlaws. Alec Briggs really wanted it. I think he finished second on the podium, but Lucas Burgoyne for Austin Outlaws takes the race win. Oh, that team is happy, very happy.
So unofficially, Lucas Burgoyne, Austin Outlaws taking the win in second. Alex Briggs, and in third place, Noah Granigan.
Wow, very cool to see. We're going to get that confirmed with our officials. But Lucas Burgoyne taking the win. Alex Briggs from London, England, a little jet-lagged, coming in second. And Noah Granigan, our New Jersey native, coming in third. We're going to do our podium here momentarily. Don't go anywhere. We got a few words from our sponsors, and then we're going to do our state championship podiums for our women, and then our men's full podium. You're all welcome to come on up to the start-finish line to see all of these podiums occur. If you're going to hang out, we do have a little bit of an after party over at Bar Torino. If you'd like to come join us over at Bar Torino for an after party, you're more than welcome to do so. Stick around. We're going to do a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be up to our podiums. Twilight Companies is happy to sponsor the 2024 Easton Twilight Criterium. Twilight is a worldwide leader in automated assembly equipment, metal stamping, and metal forming machines, and medical device manufacturing. Good luck, all the racers, and thank you for having us be part of this great day.
The region's most trusted health partner is now right down the road in Northampton County and ready to provide treatment for your entire family. From earaches to advanced heart, cancer, surgical, and orthopedic care, Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hecktown Oaks is here for you at Route 33 and Hecktown Road. Our state-of-the-art facility offers access to a 24/7 emergency room with dedicated.
All right, we're going to do our state championship podium here for our Category 1 riders.
At Hindle Power, we're proud to be.
We'd like to welcome our Category 1 female state champion, Juliana Rutecki, ladies and gentlemen. Juliana Rutecki, your state champion this year for the Category 1s.
You can build a career.
Finishing strong in our pro women's race. Always a factor at the front. Congratulations, Juliana.
From a lot of dealers, but why take chances? Get the all-new Brown Daub Hyundai in Easton.
Juliana Rutecki, ladies and gentlemen.
Brown Daub Hyundai. Route 33 and Hecktown Road in Easton. BrownDaubHyundai.com.
Lucas Burgoyne. Thanks, dude. Good to see you too. Lucas Burgoyne, come on up. Lucas, come tell us about these games. Apparently, you looked like you were suffering, but you were feeling pretty good out there tonight. Tell us what was happening.
Yeah, we knew it was gonna, when it started just opening up on the first lap, we were like, go to the front, race as hard as you can for like 20, 30 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie, I was pinned for, that was a hard crit out of the box. And then finally we saw a lap count and everyone was just gluing everything. So I was like, relax, calm down, get a breath. My boy Luke picked me up, brought us up to Johnny, and the rest is history, my guy.
Yeah, it was cool, very cool. So tell us a little bit about your team, your program, or where you're from.
I am from where the city itself is. This is really cool. It's our first big win ever, man. So
for Austin Outlaws.
Austin Outlaws, for Austin. Yeehaw!
Well, Lucas Burgoyne, congratulations on your first big win for you and for the team. And congratulations on showing us how it's done here at the Easton Twilight Criterium. We're going to get you cleaned up real quick, and then we're going to jump to our podium. Lucas Burgoyne, ladies and gentlemen, getting us cleaned up. All right, don't go anywhere. We've got our podiums coming right up as we are about to get ourselves started here. We have our top riders. I'd like to see if we can get a few words real quick with Alec. Is Alec Briggs around real quick? I think the boys maybe have gone. So we're gonna try to get some words with our guys that are here at the podium before we put them up on the steps and then head out to the after party. We also have our state championships podiums that we're gonna run here tonight before we head on over to Bar Torino for that after party. Alec Briggs, Alec Briggs, come on over. Lucky number 13, Briggsy. Alec Briggs, ladies and gentlemen, from London, England, fresh off the airplane. Let's hear for London man here. So Alec, wow, what a race out there. How you feeling?
I feel very tired. But yeah, that course was wicked. I really like the rain. It's kind of cool everyone stuck around to watch it in the rain as well. And it's really nice to feel the amazing vibe that you see of American crit racing. So thanks for having me.
Oh man, pleasure having you, Alex. So walk us through that final lap a little bit with Lucas sort of drag racing you there. Where did it really play out for you?
I think like down that back straight, it's like a proper melee. And I thought I'm 8 wheels back and we have to dive early. A little bit of a slip coming out the corner. I thought I have to go now. And I was looking up going, that finish line's a long way away. And my legs started tying up, and I was like, maybe I have it. And I just see the fast Austin Aviator come straight through, and fair play to him, man. It was a great ride.
Fair enough. All right, well, Alec Briggs, congratulations. Great to see you. We'll put you on the podium here momentarily. Noah Granigan, I believe, is also on our podium. Is Noah here? Sure, if we could get Sam Smith, Daniel Irwinowski, and Matt McClune to please come on over. You have Noah Granigan here, coming up real quick. And Otis Engel, Alden Weinhold, please come on up. Noah Granigan, my goodness, how you doing, my man?
Pretty tired. It was a good one. It started crazy with the wet, and then kind of everything just got grippier as we went, and the speed just kept building, and it was like, yeah, pretty crazy finale there.
So it sounded like it started off crazy, and you say it just got crazier?
The conditions settled down, but then everyone, as you get more grip, you get more confidence. So kind of how it was raced got crazier, because you could really start to push the limits more as it started to dry up, as the conditions changed.
It looked like a few riders were taking some risks out there later in the race. Were you content to just let things play out and wait for the field sprint?
Yeah, we wanted to kind of play our hand in the sprint tonight. Like, we knew if it was kind of depending on how it was raced, you know, you don't want to miss anything big. But yeah, we've got a lot of speed on our team. We only got 4 guys, but Spencer, Corey, and Eder were super strong, and you know, we were able to take control even with a smaller team, and yeah, just a bit early.
Corey did a massive pull for you guys, so that was cool to see. Are you guys looking forward to the rest of the weekend with Plainfield and then Tour of Somerville? You're a former champion there.
Yeah, looking forward to Somerville. That's the big one. That's kind of like the hometown race. So, yeah, everything kind of just points towards Somerville.
Very cool. I hope tonight is a good little build for you, and we'll see you 2 steps higher on Monday. Noah Granigan, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put him on the podium here momentarily. We're here at the Easton Twilight Crit. Noah Granigan, 3rd place here tonight for Miami Blazers. We're going to do our overall men's podium right now, and then we're going to jump into our state podiums. In 3rd place today, come on back up. Please welcome Noah Granigan over here for Miami Blazers.
No one should know this. Just so you know, only the winner's getting champagne and
In 2nd place tonight from London, England, representing Techers, please welcome Alec Briggs. You are dirty. And taking the win here tonight for Austin Outlaws, please welcome Lucas Burgoy. Arms up, mate. You guys won a bike race here today. Congratulations. Lucas Burgoyne, Alec Briggs, and Noah Granigan. You're gonna get a winner's jersey, and then you get to pop some champagne. I have to move back. Laura Reppert trying to help us out here with the bubbly. Congratulations, gentlemen. Let's hear it for our Easton Twilight Crit champions. First time on the bubbly, I guess. There he goes. Woo! Nice job, Lucas Burgoy. Amazing, gentlemen. Arms up one last time for our photography teams here today. Congratulations, boys. We'll see you at the after party. We're going to do our Cat 2 podium if they're here. Otis Engel and Alden Weinhold, are you here? Alden's here. Otis Engel, are you around? Hey, buddy. All right, in second, we only had 2 finishers for the Cat 2s in that race. It was so brutal. In second place this year, please welcome Alden Weinhold for Bikeworks PA. In third place, Joe Evers. And taking the win for Cat 2s, please welcome Otis Engel. Otis is tall enough to step over the podium. Congratulations, your Category 2 state champions right here. Otis Engel, Alden Weinhold, and Joe Evers. Otis is going to get himself a state championship jersey. All the riders will get themselves some state championship medals. It's a sticky one. You got it. One more time for our state champions with their jerseys. Otis Engel, your Cat 2 state champion. Alden Weinhold in second, and Joe Evers in third. All right. Category 1 podiums. In third place this year, please welcome Matt McClune. In second place, again, please welcome Daniel Irwanowski from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And your state champion and animator in tonight's race through and through, please welcome Sam Smith. This is your state champions podium. Got some state championship medals. We go. All right, Sam Smith, your state champion here for Category 1 athletes. Daniel Irwanowski, second this year, and Matt McClune in third. Congratulations, gentlemen, on a fantastic race. That was one heck of a bike race tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. It has been an absolute pleasure to welcome you all to Easton, Pennsylvania for the Easton Twilight Criterium presented by the Lehigh Valley Health Network. On behalf of the Greater Easton Development Partnership and all of the sponsors that make this possible, my name is Gabe Lloyd, and thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you on Monday at the Tour of Somerville for the 79th edition of America's longest running bike race. Thank you, and good night.